Welcome.
Welcome.
I keep forgetting there's a delay. I'm like looking at the screen and going, it's not there yet.
Why is
it done?
Looking at my dumb face, looking at the computer screen. Oh, even my green screen's off. Oh, it's because I didn't zoom the camera.
So I got a question.
Why are you asking this question then?
Because it's relevant.
What's the question?
Why are you in the library while I'm in a church and everyone else is in a tavern?
Because it just happened to be the images I picked just bottom of the screen. Because the camera for that one is an older model compared to the other ones.
That said, the top screen appears to be having more halo.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, well, still good.
I see.
Might be the colour of the background too that makes it less obvious.
Also, my other internet connection's not working, so I'm not actually seeing the stream at all. But anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
I jarred it doing a trick.
I just hope that the internet is not being a pain in the ass and everyone's not getting a disjointed video feed.
Is it looking okay for you?
Yeah.
What?
Does the stream look okay? Yeah.
It's a little fuzzy on some parts, and we've got beautiful halos all around us.
Anyway, welcome to Sunday nights. Welcome to the Salty Dragon Tavern. Grab a drink, pull up a chair, and come watch us, listen to us, play some Dungeons and Dragons in Althea. Alright, as I always do at the start of this game, go through all the little bits and pieces because a lot of people watching this are LARPers in Melbourne. LARPs that are coming up. Of course, we've got the main one, which is Quest coming up in April, so look out for that one and get your tickets in and let's get that one going. Got February coming up with Ballarat's LARP that they got going. We also have Adia in June, which is the New South Wales LARP group. You actually have Warsong and Perth groups. Shattered World, I think it is. Their actual thing at the moment, but I haven't actually put up the screen yet, so I've got to... Just go look for yourself.
I don't remember names. We know this.
I
don't
know,
remember
I know.
anything.
And then you've got Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend for After the
80th.
Fall, yes. We've also got Black Powder and Bloodlines also coming up.
Yes.
Those ones are all there.
And Dantier also have their dates, which is actually not March, it's actually May, so it's just after the fall. So if you've got a busy week, busy couple of weeks there, if you're really interested in getting some LARP action going. As we said, if you scroll down the screen, past the screen, we've got the dates. We constantly try and update them as much as we can with links to the actual event pages themselves on Facebook or wherever we get them from. Cool. All right. What else is there? Is there anything else? There's no Mickey here because he's late, so I'm going to have like two or three players rock up halfway through
Yes.
this.
Everyone- Chris, where your hand was?
Don't worry about it now. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it later.
There.
Peel the church away. That's so cool. It's like a portable hole. Sorry, guys.
Oh my god, the things that entertain Chris. Oh, it's beautiful.
That's so cool. Portable hole.
Oh, Rory may have just won.
What game had that?
D&D has that.
Portable holes, yes.
Yeah.
To spell.
It was
Basically.
also like a cartoon or something when I was a kid where someone
Your
Bugs
friend
Bunny.
Roger
Yeah.
Rabbit.
And Bugs,
Roger,
because he pulls it out of the box and throws it on the floor.
Yeah.
And Wiley.
So we're waiting a little bit because people are arriving as we speak, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. So yeah, we'll go through. How can I forget the most important thing that I'm supposed to be spruiking a lot and haven't actually done as much as I'd like?
Tuesday.
Hey,
Ah! Oh my god, yes!
yes, Tuesday. Come watch our stream for Tuesday night's Team Table Talks.
You look very dapper.
I was at a wedding. Hey, sorry, I'm late.
Oh yeah, that's right, I remember this.
He was
Everyone,
what?
tell
At a
Rory
wedding.
how dapper you think he looks. He looks very...
You're over here,
Yes,
yeah.
I will.
Oh, it's all green now.
Yes.
Can we get a rating from the
Yeah, from the audience, yeah.
rating from the audience on how dapper Rory looks? Out of 10? 10 being George Clooney?
Oh my word.
How flattering.
Oh man.
Yeah, until you get all 3s. 9? That's alright.
Thank you.
That's pretty good.
Comes
Compared to
with
George Clooney, that's you?
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Snoopy.
I'm really hoping that someone wore a green shirt today.
Yeah. It looked like a tavern. Like a tavern.
Just a floating head.
Look, let's be honest, it'll be Chris one maybe.
I need the green cloak so that I can really hide.
I don't.
Look, I'll make you one if you get the fabric.
You were with me up until it was work on my part.
You
I'm
get
taking
fabric?
this tie off though.
I'll make
Because
it.
I've
That's
got so
understandable.
much
It's going to
other
get too hot with the tie in there.
I'm still trying to develop lobster.
I haven't started that.
Oh,
It's next on my list.
kill me.
So many things to do.
Kill us all.
We finally got our first prototype of the shoulder piece done, and it fully attaches and everything now, and it's just one done, another
12 to go.
20 something to go.
Ooh.
good grief.
We got sidetracked.
It's gonna be
Tuesday.
so tedious.
Tuesday.
We did get sidetracked because of Rory.
I'm sorry. I was celebrating my friend's happy day.
You should be sorry.
It was a Muslim wedding. It was beautiful.
A
Actually.
Muslim wedding?
Yeah.
What are they like?
Husband asking for father's permission. No physical contact between man and woman. Yeah, the usual.
Usually,
Talk about that later.
Yeah.
Oh, I went
If
to
you
a...
go back a few centuries.
Mhm.
Can I...
How
No.
many goats were exchanged?
2 dozen.
2 dozen goats. Nice.
2 dozen goats. No.
I'm kidding.
Alright, yes, Tuesday nights. We are having our last table talk of the year. The next one after that will be on the New Year's, so the 1st of January. This particular table talk is a bit of a special little surprise for everyone within the LARP community.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one.
So I want to try and see if we can get 100 people onto that particular stream. So I'm going to be making sure I spruik it a lot over the next couple of days.
Like 100 people in here.
No, 100 people watching.
Oh, no.
Yeah, 100 people in here.
It's like, wow.
in the
It'd
garden.
be like, and they're all going to wear clown suits, so it's like they're coming out of the car.
Oh god.
Green
Yes,
clown suits.
please.
Green clown suits, yeah.
It's a room of floating heads.
We can have a rave. A clown rave.
Give it to them like one.
You can't tell me you don't want a
dots.
clown rave.
So
Yes, I
that'd
can.
You would be
Oh
wrong.
my god, there's a
though.
hole.
I know that's a personal preference, but yours is wrong.
What?
Okay.
What?
No clown raves.
Clown rave.
Clown raves.
Rory doesn't like clowns.
While we're waiting,
That's racist.
and I'm not being interrupted by people talking over me, couple of things for the stream itself. Up the top, there is a subscription button. There's also a Get Bits button. Both of these things you purchase things with, and they help us out. So if you click on a subscription, it's a monthly subscription. It's American-based price, so when it's $4.99, it's usually USD. So it's something like $7, $8, depending on the price of the currency, I guess, at the moment. But if you're feeling really generous in helping us out, subscriptions are one way of doing it. The other way is to buy bits, and then you can actually save bits in the channel itself. And then when you use your bits in the channel, the money you spent essentially on bits goes to that channel as a once-off donation. They're 2 really quick and immediate ways sort of passing money on to us running this D&D stream and the Tuesday Table Talks.
It's sort of like when you buy those tokens at a strippers and you wear the strippers.
Yes.
Oh, this.
Just being helpful, letting people understand the concept.
Arguably helpful.
Arguably, it's always best. Technically, the best kind of correct.
All right, I think we might have to just move on and wait for the others to get back. They'll interrupt me halfway through doing the start of all this.
Do we want to give a little bit more of a hype about next Tuesday? Because we haven't said anything, and it's a special one. It
All I'm
really
saying
a
is
special
it
one.
really is a special. That's all we have to say. Like, really emphasize it in the voice. This Tuesday is we got like 7
It's
people on.
really special.
I know, but it's like it's so.
Oh, it's awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm so psyched.
I'm so thrilled.
So
I
psyched.
cannot wait.
Yeah.
I can probably
Tuesday.
guess what this is, and yes, I agree with you.
You know.
I mean, kind of.
In theory.
And in practice, too.
In practice.
Fingers crossed.
Pretty sure a lot of people know they shouldn't, but
Oh well.
not that it matters.
You can call that a soft tease.
I've also been planning. I've also been planning next week's game.
Game.
Wow, it's already 16th of December.
Crimbus.
Oh,
Oh.
next week is our Christmas episode?
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss that one. Oh, I got a Christmas party to go to.
You don't want to have a Christmas party. You
On a
want to
Sunday?
hang out.
Yeah, it's at work.
Oh, you don't.
Christmas
Oh, yeah,
party
yeah,
at
makes sense.
work.
Why do you go to a work?
On a
Oh,
Sunday
actually,
night?
yeah, okay.
Where does he work?
Yeah, good point. I'd actually attend that. That would probably be a decent Christmas
To be fair, they
party.
also have a bar there. Or are you not doing it at
Really?
work?
No, it's at work in the bar.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, and they have pretty sick drinks too.
Mm,
Like, they're actually pretty...
Can you? Whereabouts are you based?
See?
In the city.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh, I work at Games Laboratory.
It's correct.
About a 5-minute walk from Melbourne Central Station. All the board games, all the magic cards. We've just opened a kitchen downstairs. The smoothies are literally a liter. A liter of smoothie, like
Wow.
mwah. Gorgeous, so good.
Are we
See,
live?
here they are. We are live, yes.
Yeah.
We've been procrastinating, delaying, whatever you want to call it.
I'm amazed that I got here before you guys.
Yeah, well, I thought today was Monday.
Oh,
So you thought that you missed D&D completely?
There was the Freako Christmas party at my place on Friday.
Oh, so you were still comatose yesterday afternoon.
I didn't get a lot done yesterday.
oh wait, can you get me the regular one? Oh, dude, there's a room in there for you. I brought it from home.
Food?
A what?
Loud
A room.
noises! Jeez!
Yes, your character.
Oh yeah, food.
You got him a groom?
I mean,
Oh, yeah, I
It's
just-
blood orange.
Came in and sit down.
No,
Is
he
that-
didn't pay for that plug.
Is
motherfucker.
there some of that for me? Because I just like came in
Yes,
and sat down.
yes. Go get yourself food.
Oh,
It's like you guys
stuck
eat
now.
eat on stream in front of everyone. Just
Ooh.
like unprepared. That's what you get.
So today we're having vanilla Coke and chicken salsa sandwiches.
Courtesy of Coles. No, is it the words? Who knows?
I don't know, but the chicken schnitzel sandwiches were pretty good. I highly suggest that everyone try a chicken schnitzel sandwich if you never have.
Yo, so you only stream once.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if we stay at this quality, we won't be streaming much longer.
After the day,
Look,
we'll be last
The
time.
roundabout trip to get Mick was interesting. Because I tried calling as soon as I finished work. No answer. I rock up at his house, I get a message. I'm at the Bell Shops, you know, the one near Bell Station. I'm like, alright, cool. Head to Bell Station. He's like, I'm on the KFC side. I'm like, there's no KFC at Bell Station. He means Coburg Station. I've just passed Coburg Station, so now I've got to go back and get him.
Good work, Nick.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it all could have been solved if he just answered the
He's
phone.
a Zorro.
And then I tried to call you, and you like message and go, "What's up?" I'm like, "Well, clearly I can't answer. I'm driving."
I clearly couldn't answer either.
I would like to point out to all the watchers who are watching this, and thank you for joining us in this very non-professional environment of
Everybody coming
idiots, realistically.
We love you,
Speak for yourself.
Chris. We know. We know.
Look, you might have a high IQ.
Hey Chris, did you get that
But
picture I
that's
sent
about
you
where
a
it's
messenger?
What?
The picture I sent you a messenger.
You didn't send me a dick pic, did you?
No. Could be like a dick for me, but for you, it just makes no sense.
One of my friends, Tim, or not this Tim, always sends me pictures with just his knob hanging off the bottom of the screen. Bear with me.
We're live, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Oh yeah, we are.
Mm.
No, I didn't.
Preempted. Thank you very
Oh
much.
yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I've got one of them actually. They're really cool.
How
aren't they?
professional we are.
Very very cool. Sorry, I was meaning to respond and never did.
Padlock with about 4 lock buttons.
Now they're completely all
Okay,
right,
we're here. Yeah.
Yay!
Like a quarter of an hour behind schedule. Well, that's
So, time for the intermission.
Where'd Cameron go?
He ran away.
Who's in the kitchen still?
He's looking after the rest of the sisters that are on book.
He's responsible. The only responsible one here.
He's awesome.
Mick?
Good. Pass it back and I'll put it down here.
No one got me the regular cola, did they?
It's still in the fridge. You get it next half. Or later.
Okay.
Alright. Let's get into Sunday night.
But I did get these to eat in front of you.
That's awesome. Can I have
Sorry,
one,
I
mate?
got
Oh, everyone can have one. We'll just pass it
Did
slowly
you
around.
took that out of the box. Didn't you?
No, I got it from the supermarket on the way over.
Yeah, because there's another pack in there.
Okay.
Alright, eat your food. Welcome to Sunday nights.
Yay!
The party had come into the city, what did I call it? Summerport. Tracing down a death cult known as Xenofeld. When arriving to this particular part of the world, they've searched for their typical high-class home to sort of stay in for a few days. They managed to have a bit of a talk with them and then have a meeting sometime late in the night with a group of other Bretons who had also been in hiding in the city itself. Together, all three of them met up in a dark alleyway at the back in sort of a high-class district, and in doing so, they went down into the sewer, and the party was asked for a favour. To clear out the sewer of potential monsters and whatever else may exist within this place, so that the Bretons could actually utilise the sewers as a form of smuggling ring. Apparently the stream's gone down.
You also forgot to, yeah, did it back up.
Yeah.
You forgot to tell me you were going to start recording.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling the stream's going to be a bit dodgy today. I don't know why. It's just being real painful. I think it's just the internet in my area at the moment. It's not being great, so we may have... No, Vodafone.
That's interesting, because Telstra's been having a lot of network issues today.
But they're all kind of roughly built into the same place. Anyway, they go into the sewers. They encounter some monsters and kill them off. They go on and on and on about piles of shit and how shit this game is.
That was a shit joke.
How shit is tons.
We're doing the worst we can do and the best we can do because it's out of our hands.
Our internet is really crappy.
It's the blurst we can do.
It's the blurst we can do, that's right.
All I have to say is Australia, mate.
Australia, mate. They finish off and clear out the sewers, the dungeon sewers, and come back up top and explore the city a little bit more. Some of them found a new blacksmith, which they'd never thought they'd see before, with some really interesting sort of equipment. Others talked to a few other bits and people here and there, and met up with the people that accidentally got into their basement. Had a talk with the owner to the shop for the winery, whose job's at the store of the quackery. The duck sales. Quinton's Quackery?
Was it Quinton's Quackery or
Is it
Quackers?
duck sales and medicine?
Yeah.
I think it was Quentin's Quacker Emporium.
Quinton's Quacker Emporium, yes.
Quinton's quaint quackers.
And then that's pretty much where we've left off. They're all doing their own little things. It's a new day. And I believe one particular person wanted to go out into the wilderness, or sorry, at least outside of the city, and summon themselves a steed. Another one wanted to go out to a farmer outside of the city and cast one of your wild growth spells. Others, I think, were wanting to go back to either the blacksmith. So I know some people want to go.
No, we're still hanging out at the blacksmith. We've been there for a few hours now, talking.
We're a little bit of a fast forward, so it's kind of like the next day. So.
Oh yeah, I'm going back then.
Yeah.
You're taking me with you.
So let's
go into the forest and find myself.
Find your steed.
Last time I wasn't here for a session, it had been established that I was taking a big shit. Is that just going to be the thing from now
It's
on?
going to be the theme. A beer is taught here.
Sorry,
I
I was
must be
taking a
taking a
dog.
shit.
Just don't use the bag of holding, please.
I mean, why not?
We just cleaned it out.
Did we?
No, it's still not clean now.
And the other thing you were also told about, because you probably have forgotten, is to talk to Enzo about potentially some things to do.
I remember.
I remember nothing.
Technically,
We know.
you remember because
We know,
you went there when
we
we
know
talked
what
to
you're
friends.
constantly like.
The only people that know
So-
that we need to go talk to Enzo are me and Riley.
So this is the day after he's found his steed and I've cast a...
No, he's going to find his steed as
This
well.
is the same day.
Same day.
Oh, okay.
So, like, it's a kind of a newish day for the purposes of restarting this tonight.
Okay. So it's the morning.
Yes, it's the morning.
Well, then I want to do something different.
You want to do something different?
Yes.
All right. What do you want to do?
I want to find a carpenter.
A carpenter.
Yes.
No, you want to start the cartwright stuff, don't you? Yes.
I even have more drawings and
Are you going to make the caterpillar?
Show me. Show me.
starts there.
So I think it's going to look biggest on our screen. So if you want to pass it to me,
No, he can look at it first. He's the GM.
I'll have a look at it first as a GM.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
does it have a ballista?
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh my god.
No, it's still really blurry. Chuck
Is it?
Yeah.
There's a page past that one as well.
Oh yeah. No. Ooh.
Yeah, siege card.
The blister in the back.
I might
Hey.
actually.
Oh no, it's
Okay.
I can't summon a ballista out of air, I don't think.
Ye old fashioned
I can-
war
Looks
train.
like it's even.
You
Oh, here we go. This camera's the best.
Because that's the closest.
Ye
And
old
the next
fashioned
page
war
has a
train.
ballista cart on it.
But here's the thing. I'm not actually telling anybody in the party about it except Amir. Like, I'll say I want to go to the carpenters and invite you along for the ride because you're just so good at talking.
I'm actually going to
Pretty
make
well, I
sure
can
we
help with that.
scan all of these pages after this, and I'll put them up actually on the.
We'll put it on the
thing.
page.
Put it on
Yeah.
the page, yeah.
By scan, you mean take a photo with your phone.
I can see it.
Scan it right there.
Yeah, I've got a scanner too.
Do it right now.
So,
You can also get a scanner.
Yeah, I
on
could
your
do it
phone.
right now. Just let's
You can
screw
also get a
this.
scanner
Just
on
to
your phone.
scan.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
going to be a scanning DD.
so to set the scene as well, I expect it's the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm downstairs in the tavern
Yep.
eating and like poring over just like a mishmash of notes and just like hunched over them, scribbling in all manner of languages and just like working on this.
Pretty much. Let's be loud.
How late did me and Rayleigh return from the blacksmith last
I
night?
reckon you guys would return pretty late. I reckon
Pretty
you
late?
guys would have been enjoying yourselves, a few vodkas here and there.
I reckon pretty early the next day.
Yeah. So yeah, you probably might not wake up straight away.
Like Amir
On the
is
floor, on the floor, on the floor.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
so Amir is perchance like just emerging from the toilet. They see him.
So it's like something.
Yes, it's something.
Yeah, you don't want to go in there.
Can I please have that eraser?
No.
I say
Borrow it.
These orders did not agree with me.
You pass that
It
down.
looks like you were busy with something there, Rowan.
Thank you.
I say in Elven, hey Amir, come here. Have a look at these. I show them to you.
Shouldn't that be taller? So we have to stand there and hunch?
It's tall enough. It's like it's that big.
That big, so you mean like
7 foot.
7 foot?
Yeah, it's fine. I want to go and find someone to make it, but I'm not great with talking to people. Can you help me?
Yes, of course I can help.
Okay. Where's the carpenter?
Perhaps we should go to the market?
Okay.
Market works.
Or the trade district.
See if they have guilds or if they are independent operators.
Okay. Let's go for a walk.
Alright, so you guys going for a walk to the market?
Speaking of guild, I'd like to go find mine.
Alright. Where do you want to go?
You know what? She's going for a wander.
Up, down, left or right?
Is there a river or something that goes through this town?
No, this is actually fed through an aqueduct. So
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
dockside place, but fed through an
I was
aqueduct.
going to say, if there was a river, you'd just look for where the pollution is starting from, and that's the Alchemist Guild.
Or the tannery.
Wait, the river's green. I'll follow that.
I'll actually go downstairs and ask the bar.
Oh my god, someone asked someone. Oh my god, what is this? Asking people for
Go
directions.
downstairs and talk
Holy
to
shit!
like,
It's a novel concept!
Yeah, for Amber.
No
too.
charisma, no charisma, no charisma, no charisma, no charisma.
No charisma.
Hey,
You're the only
I'm
other one
okay,
with it.
I'm okay. Okay.
Okay.
Fine, thank you.
Plus
Calm
one.
down.
Okay, just plus one.
I was just saying, half
How
of the
can,
party
how
is
can
no
I help
charisma.
you, sir,
And
lady,
the other one's with no wisdom.
Man,
ma'am? How can I help you?
I was wondering, does this town have, I assume there's, sorry, getting ahead of myself. Are there guilds in this town? I'm looking particularly for an alchemist one.
Myself, I do not know of an alchemist guild per se. I do know of brewers and alchemists, though, in the city, if that's what you're looking for.
Close enough. I'll go visit them all. It'll be fun journey for the day.
The best brewer in town that I know of is, where is it? Brassier le Sonnet. Sorry, I said that again. Brassier le Sommet. Very famous brewery near the docks. Large warehouse part of the district, and he has a very large operation going on there. Big, tall Goliath type looking man. Very easy to spot.
Alright.
If you're looking for an alchemist itself, then the Broken Crucible.
What was that?
The Broken Crucible.
Doesn't sound very promising.
It is north of the Market Square.
Thank you very much.
So they took up alchemy because they're bad at fortune.
No. It's if you don't pay, they throw a crucible at you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, some green screening. Yay!
We'll fix it up hopefully for betterness in futureness.
It seems okay.
Well, in theory, we could
There's a couple
actually
of things we're going to fix up.
we could have it change based on what sort of scene we're in.
I do want to do that eventually.
And so, for like when we're in the tavern, we could actually have like people walking past in the background.
We
And
are in the tavern.
yes,
Well, that's why the bottom picture is a tavern and the top one's a cathedral.
I assume I'm waking up soonish.
You wake up whenever you want to wake up. If you want to wake up when everyone else wakes up,
Wake up ever again.
Huh?
I'm going to introduce myself to the innkeeper.
You're just
Yep.
awake.
Because that's probably a good idea. By the way, I'm Amber.
welcome, Amber. I am Cornel Wimmerhoven. It is a pleasure.
Cornelius it is.
Wait. I didn't actually hear her name.
Sorry?
I didn't hear her name.
Cornel Wimmerhoven.
What?
Wimmenhoven.
Womenhoven. Sure.
no, it's Cornel.
No, it's not.
Very much for your help today, and she's just going to wander off.
I hope you enjoy yourselves and manage to find some interesting sights within the city this evening. This afternoon, this day. I'll get
Thank
to
you.
adventure.
I'll tell you all my adventures later if you wish.
Oh, I am always open for such adventures, yes.
Good morning, barkeep. Might I have a meal, please?
A meal, of course, goes into the kitchen and they're serving up breakfast at this present moment in time. I believe your favorites, bacon and eggs again.
Always.
See that, Sunrail, sorry.
The hen and swine.
Yes, the hen and swine.
The hen and swine. You go into the kitchen, and they're already starting to serve up other customers in the area with bacon and eggs. You can smell it as you come into the tap room in the lower area there. And yeah, they're serving drinks and a few other bits and pieces. Some good stuff, orange juice even. Not something that's easily obtainable, so it's pretty good.
Luckily, I picked the nice in to stay.
It is a very nice inn, yes.
Expensive, but that's okay.
It is not expensive, it's only silver.
A man comes up. You recognise him as the person who's always looking after the kitchen and the bar in this general area. Happier, my friend. Would you like some breakfast?
I would love some
Well,
bacon and
that accent brings me such memories. I like your accent, my friend.
Why, thank you. I like my accent.
Would you like to take a seat and get you some bacon and eggs or anything else you would like?
Oui, merci.
Excellent, excellent. He heads off, goes out back. He's like a couple of minutes. Plate of eggs and bacon just get chucked on, and comes out. Oui, my friend. Here you go.
Merci.
Merci.
Are they chicken eggs or something more exotic?
Just chicken eggs.
Okay.
Might I add some butter?
That's probably already part of it.
Okay.
I thought you were French, just cream on everything.
Yes, you take cream and you beat it into butter. And a little bit of salt. It's very nice.
It's built itself. It's just a bottle of cream that you make your own butter.
Deconstructed butter.
That's it. That was the word I was looking for.
Oh god, medieval hipsters.
Long hair and beards. Yeah.
Well, look at the table. I've got a few hips to see. Alright, so you're busy having breakfast. You've asked about anything else and you've already headed out?
No, she'll probably get breakfast first. She
You get
would
some
not be able to pass up the smell of breakfast.
Yeah, that's...
She might have been on the way to walk out the door and
Yeah, you can definitely smell that. And you can hear even the crackling of the bacon as it's being cooked on the open fire.
She's going to
Crackling.
shovel food in her face first.
Is it like a nice bit of warmth coming through? The day hasn't started heating up yet, so the warmth of the fire itself from the cooking of the bacon is pretty good.
That's what the beard is for.
Beard pockets.
You also get up and you're doing the same thing, so you're just gone for a wander already?
Look,
Yeah,
I
like as we walk through the streets, I just like hand Amir a good berry as I'm eating one myself.
Okay. And you guys are probably still sleeping?
I'm dead to the world for a while.
I'm gonna wake up.
You're gonna wake up?
I'm gonna walk over to the dragonborn.
You've been snoring and burnt a small hole in your pillow?
I've woken up and I'm still rather drunk because I don't have good constitution saves apparently. And I'm going to walk over to the dragonborn, half giggling with Poe on my shoulder, and kick him a few times until he wakes up, and just keep kicking until you wake up.
Poe has gone back into his ornament form.
That's no fun. Can I grab the ornament and say, Poe, you there?
You get no answer.
Ah, damn. I was going to drunkenly...
It was a one use item.
I was going to drunkenly send him off to shit on a meal.
My goddess has gifted me!
Oh, from the Raven Queen.
Okay, I'll throw Poe back in my bag once I've realised that it's gone back into an ornament. And I'll start wandering semi-drunkenly.
I wake up to the human kicking me, none too pleased.
And I'm drunkenly attempted. I was going to send this off to go shit on a Mia, but it turned back.
You should go back to bed.
Alright, I'll head back to bed for the moment.
Now I'm awake, I start getting ready because I'm going to go back down to the
Yeah,
west.
your constitution a little bit, but you're still a little bit seedy. You probably need to get a bit of water into you, and you probably brew up for the rest of the day.
Yeah, before I do anything, I'm going to go downstairs and get like as much food as I can.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, actually I'll join you for that.
And
I'm downstairs, but I really have some
alright, so your guys are all having breakfast, for those who haven't moved off. For those who have, before they decided to have breakfast and just go wandering, which would be you two, yeah, you head to the market.
Oh, did they leave before we got downstairs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
I had a good berry. That's enough food for the day.
It is.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste like bacon.
With prestidigitation, it can.
I'm a vegetarian, sir.
My good berry tastes like a potato.
Don't say that to all the other Bretons, they might swarm you.
You head off to the market square. There is lots of people going around this early in the morning, hauling goods, taking things here and there. Lots of sacks of grain for mills and for the bakers and stuff like that to make their last batch for the day type stuff. Various people who are moving fish. Fish is very common in this particular place to the marketplace itself. All sorts of things going on. The very typical sort of town environment.
So your design, is it, would it be easier to buy wagons and then build framework around that?
I think we should talk to a carpenter because the bottom's a boat, so it needs to be watertight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just put like a house on top.
Okay. Perhaps we should talk to a shipbuilder. A dedicated carpenter. To the docks.
Yes.
Alright, to the docks. After you've had your small little conversation for about
We
like
will
first 10
also
minutes.
need to find, because it does have wheels, does it?
Yes.
Yes. So we need to find a wheelwright. We need to get the blacksmiths for all the fittings. And we'll need to get... Can you shape wood?
While it's alive.
Are you fine with making caterpillar-shaped trees? And then cutting them down?
What?
Shaping the wood into the right shape.
Why do it need to be a caterpillar?
Caterpillar.
What's that?
That's what I'm calling this thing.
Caterpillar.
It's like cart and caterpillar.
Ah, you're funny. As long as the trees are young. Don't mess with old trees. Besides, young trees are a lot more flexible. Oh! The dryads I've known.
You guys are heading south, so it's going to take a bit of time to get to the next Logs district.
Young trees have the best roots.
The most potential.
Now, I'm going to assume unless you guys want to do something within the tavern itself during breakfast, you finish your breakfast and start moving on to your various bits and pieces of stuff you want to do.
I'm going to hand Rayleigh back his dagger, which I probably spent most of yesterday casting
So
mending
your
on.
dagger's now, with his mending skill, has been fixed.
Excellent.
You were also making the things.
Yes, I'm making the things.
Yes.
Oh yes, you would have woken up to that.
Yeah, you wake up in
Did
the
I?
morning.
Yes.
Oh, they were done?
Yes. I mean, they were bloody simple.
Were they strapped to my feet?
Yes.
The mind boggles.
This is a terrible eraser. It's making it worse.
You do
That
do
it is.
correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I pulled that eraser out of. I can't remember
just
where I found
just
it.
leave it silent. Pull that eraser
Leave it
out.
at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it somewhere in the house. I'm like, oh, an eraser. I didn't test it. I just blew it out.
Alright, well, in that case, if I found them strapped to my feet, I would have been very confused when I woke up that morning. As I got out of bed and my feet hit the floor, I got up and was like, oh, I can see the tops of things. And look down and see that my feet have,
Can you roll me a Constitution check? Without advantage, just a normal one. What did you roll?
was it a saving throw?
What did you
or-
roll?
6.
6, but it makes a difference whether it's a saving throw or not.
Just a Constitution check.
Yeah, but a constitution saving or just a check?
Just a Constitution.
Constitution
Constitution roll.
10. I had to find my constitution, okay? Sorry.
You get up onto these two tankards that are used to make you at least half a foot, if not taller. And you go, whoa, I can see the top of things now. Then you look at the floor and you get a slight case of vertigo.
Whoa! She's gonna like stand there for a bit like, what's happening?
I like when
I believe-
she's miming as if she can reach the walls.
I believe a set was also made for you.
Yes, there is a set at your bed as well. I was smart enough to not try and attach them to you.
Okay, so
She
that
was
whole,
dead to the world, you're
the whole
not.
conversation, everything that was had, and she's left Moby.
Yep. So you're taller. Yeah.
So she's gone and she's eating breakfast now in a chair.
Yeah. So instead of the tap tappy tap 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 of your feet, it's like plomp 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 plomp.
She's not very.
It's like that sound of a
Light on
chair
her feet.
moving on wood when it's not being lifted type thing.
She's not light on her feet at all. She has no idea how to walk in these.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting there groaning each step you take.
Oh, yeah, it's so annoying.
Roll me a d20. Just roll a d20. That's all I want you to do.
12.
Alright, you're good.
Alright, to explain what these are to the
These are my
audience,
balance
because people probably are going, what the hell are we talking about?
Whether I break them.
Imperius gathered some utensils, some tankards and straps and stuff, and fashioned some stilts for our dwarf and halfling friends, because
So
he
the
believed that they needed a bit of leverage.
A bit of oomph.
Vertical boost.
Yeah.
So the halfling and the dwarf now have tankard-looking stilts.
I think the only thing that would make Amber less graceful would be high heels.
Yeah. Don't put heels on Amber. Bad plan. Bad plan.
Put heels on.
Let's go to a party, you guys. It's gonna be fine.
She dresses a man before she dresses as a woman.
So exactly how she is now? Because we won't be able to see it under the beard
she's
anyway.
not dressed.
That's it. That's the
She's not
mistake. She's
dressed.
not dressed at all.
It's just
She
beard.
is modestly covered
Puts a pair of underwear on over her feet.
by you don't know what.
Don't you wash yourself with a little literal spit shine?
I mean, like, look, if she had a bath.
There's bath downstairs!
No, these random small animals just turn up and groom her. No one knows where they come from.
you wake up with like sparrows and parakeets and stuff like that. Just picking out bits
Hey,
of
look,
things
people
that
keep
you
on casting prestidigitation on her and, like, grooming her.
Yes,
She doesn't need a bath.
I've opened a window, and I'm just Snow White going,
Just like
just to clean her.
I mean, like, once upon a time, she might have had a. Like
And the
a-
birds
a
are going,
hygiene
seriously,
routine.
dude. Yeah. I'll
Everyone
give some
else
seed
decided
later.
it was good enough to start doing it for her.
There's a large bag of seed now sitting out the window just for all the birds and payment for dealing with the dwarf.
So I add back to my room.
Yep.
It's ready to go outside,
Mhm.
and I trip over these.
Yep, you trip over these stilt things.
Yes, I trip over.
Yours in that one.
What did you do? Ah!
It's like a blur. What is this shit? It's like someone has taken some drinking vessels and stuck them together. Oh, I know it's him.
Nope. Nope.
I throw them out the door.
See, Amber just likes her new
Some
shoes.
kind of strange gift I do not understand.
Just
You
like-
would have seen me clomping about in them earlier when we had breakfast.
Oh, she must have misplaced hers. You can put a second set in her door.
Oh god, I'd rather wear two pairs at once.
She would try.
Oh yes, let's make the dwarf 7 foot tall. That's
Does
a
it
good
help her
idea.
hands? So she can walk around on all fours. Makes it back to the table.
Yes. So, Rowan,
Yeah.
how long is each of these parts of the design?
About 15 feet.
And how many of them are there?
Well, for now, 4.
4.
We can make more, though. Just add more on. as it
But I
goes.
think we should start negotiations by saying, how much would it be for 4 15-foot boats?
Okay.
And see what they say.
Alright, you guys are still a fair way off.
Yeah.
Reasonable distance from the top part, roughly where you guys are, down to the actual docks itself.
Mhm.
Though it's taking forever for the rest of them to get out the door.
Once we get there.
It would be
finish
quicker
my
if there
breakfast,
was a
get changed,
riding
and I
lizard
just,
here.
without telling anyone, just head straight out and go straight towards the marketplace again.
Asshole.
Ask him where his knife came from.
Haven't seen it yet. I'm just going to be silently
It's pretty
giggling to
obvious
my.
that he's what he's got there.
I'm going to be silently giggling to myself, watching her walk around on the stilts.
I'm going to be just peeling an apple with it, like using it for everything now.
It's not quite like that. It's not. It doesn't have an edge like a normal dagger does.
Oh, so it's more just a point.
Yes.
Okay, well I'll use my
Stiletto.
other dagger
I was
that
gonna
you
say,
made.
Oh,
just-
it's stiletto, yeah. It's probably
Yeah,
a better way to put it.
Clean under your nails with it.
So,
Yeah, clean under your nails.
so take that dagger, stab an apple with it, and then peel it with a different.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
peeling
that's
it
it.
with the ornate
That's it.
one that you gave me back.
That's
So,
an interesting new dagger. Where did you acquire this one?
Oh yeah. There was a blacksmith. The dragonborn knows. There was a dragonborn and
He's
a
gone.
blacksmith somewhere. I can't remember. I think we drank a lot.
Yes, well, I assumed as much. I've
Oh,
been meaning to see a blacksmith myself.
do you know? I know where it is. I'm actually going to assume that simply because I have city secrets,
Yeah, you do.
I can get over the drunkenness to remember where it is.
Yeah.
So I'll give you rough directions. They're like not totally coherent, but
It's alright,
Left
I
at the
probably,
blue building.
knowing an Imperius, he would probably get distracted and wander off anyways.
well,
Then take 5 rights.
yeah.
That would have been how we got home last night.
Yeah.
Five left.
With
And
city
then you go, yeah, this is the right road.
But with city secrets, that's how I would have remembered it too. So
Take the 43rd exit from the roundabout.
Yeah.
yeah. And at this
More
point,
seconds in a
it's
moment.
probably about 20 meters crawl.
That's it.
Stagger,
Stagger, crawl, roll,
jump,
roll.
roll, jump, stagger.
Get dragged by the guards for about 20 meters more.
I think it's a raining.
Mm.
Might be worth opening the window.
Ah, I will eventually.
Anyway, I'm gonna go. Anyway, I wanted to go find a combat trainer.
Combat trainer.
I want to learn more fighting style. He's still totally drunk, but he wants to fight, basically.
Okay.
So
Where are you gonna go?
he's gonna head out onto the street, probably, and just approach the first person drunkly and just go, "Is there like a dojo or something around here?"
No, I'm sorry, I do not know of such a thing.
Do you know
Maybe
who
after
would
a
know?
salé.
Perhaps someone else who is not a random person on the street.
You make a good point, my friend there. But you see, you live here and I don't live here, so you should know more about here than I do.
I know a fair amount of this place, but it is a very big city.
Oh, well, tell me what you know then.
That there is a place in the marketplace that I deliver sacks of grain to. It is a bakery.
There's a bakery?
Yes, with nice sweet croissants.
Oh, which way to the bakery? I've got the munchies.
I am heading there right now, my friend. If you would like to join me, and then we can talk and walk.
All right,Ll go with you.
All right, let's move. In fact, I'm carrying 2 sacks here. Would you carry one with me?
All right. I take one of the sacks of grain.
So where are you from?
I'm sorry, I had a big night last night.
I can kind of tell with that, my friend. Here, I have a water skin here. I have some water. It might help.
Thank you. I'll just put the sack down for a second, have a bit of a drink, rub it on my face, start sobering up a little bit.
You sober up a little bit. You realise he gave you a tankard, a water skin of wine. We're all French here. We all have water skins of wine and water.
And we have wine skins of water.
That's it.
I give it back to him and go, I think I'm done with that one, and I'll pull out.
Oh, my apologies, but it is the wrong one. Try this one.
Is that water?
It is water.
All right. I will drink some water.
That's the wine skin full of water.
I will drink some of the wineskin full of water and just try and sober up a
Here's
little
how you
bit.
tell the difference. The wine skin is this big and the water skin is this big.
You see, the French always have things backwards. Including marching into battle.
What? Oh boy.
Too soon?
Too soon. I'll follow him and start dragging the bag along with him and just go.
Yep, you guys head off towards the market and just
Yeah.
do some small idle talk as you go. Alright, yeah, you head to the market. You guys are heading to the south, you're heading to the blacksmith.
I stalk downstairs with this weird gift in my hand, so I'm like, oh, the fuck made this shit. What is it? Clang, 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 clang.
Are you still at the tavern?
No, I'm going to
You're heading to the market as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to head to the market. I'm going to
you
try
basically...
and find this blacksmith.
I'm
Don't give Rowan ideas.
Oh, seeds.
Yeah. The birds will be so
So I'll
happy.
catch up with him.
Oh, that's great because then you can lead the
You'll catch
line
up,
of
no, they've
grain
gone
all the
south.
way to the abattoir.
Sorry, him, yeah.
Oh, really? I did not know you were going to the blacksmith.
Oh. I'll start putting them back down. Can you do that? I'm a bit more sober now, but hungover. Can you do that restoration shit?
What one?
I'm hungover.
I mean, I don't think it will work quite that way you think it will.
Can you
But
just try something?
I will cast Healing Hands. For 1
You
point.
cast healing hands on him.
Do you have resistance?
Doesn't really do anything to you.
You need like remove poison.
Shocking grasp.
Don't have.
He won't care about the hangover.
I can do inflict wounds, but let's not do that.
Dual cast.
Just kill you and the poor grave guy.
I guess not. Good for nothing. Here, carry this. And I dump the sack of grain.
How heavy is the grain?
If he's got the same strength as you.
No, I'm just wondering how heavy is the grain?
It's reasonably
25
heavy.
kilos.
Damn, too much for my mage hand to hold.
Yeah, too much in the hole, yes.
This is my friend Sparkle McSparkle Fingers or something.
How are you, my friend? Are you coming to the bakery as well?
I'm actually on my way to a blacksmith in the market. Or just past the market.
I do not know of a blacksmith in the market, but I do know one south of the market.
Yeah,
Oh.
yes, that's where I'm headed.
I'm starting to sober up, so I probably remember where it is. I know it. I'll take you there once you carry this to the bakery for me.
I'm gonna silent cast mage hand and like smack him in the back or something.
It's just worth it.
Alright, so you guys heading off to the
Yeah.
market. You guys heading south still. You still in the tavern.
I'm leaving the tavern.
You've left the tavern. Where are you heading?
Outside,
Outside.
maybe to the stable to ask where I might find a horse.
Stable where you might find a horse.
Where could I buy a mount?
You want to buy a mount?
Buy a mount, summon a mount, find a mount, mount a mount.
Or, perhaps you should go to, maybe the wheelwright, because they're also known to sell a lot of different horses. What type of horse are you looking for?
A big one.
A big one? So
Yes, I have a size deficiency. I need to make make myself feel better, bigger.
Why don't you just get a warhound?
I don't want a wild.
I don't know.
What the hell?
Order in an elephant.
Then perhaps you might want to go to the Gilded Carriage, which is in the south part of the city, along the western edge of the docks there.
That sounds like an all else. Not an also else.
What was it called?
The Gilded Carriage.
Wait, maybe that was the Gilded Lily.
I tell you what, it's not a whorehouse. That's a different place.
No.
Where is the all house?
The whorehouse is in the eastern part of the city. Well, there's many around, but probably the best one in the place is the one in the eastern side of the city. It actually does have a name. I've just forgotten what I called it.
Any port in the summer?
Any port?
Well, Summerport.
no,
Just
no,
got
that's a
that.
You don't want to go to that one.
Palais-Rouam.
What?
Palais-Rouam.
Palais-Rouam.
Yeah, Palais-Rouam. That is the name of the brothel. That is what you asked for.
Does it mean anything in Frenchy speak?
We apologise to all of our French listeners.
I I didn't actually.
No, this is Southern Kachamra that I'm referring to.
Yeah.
So it's do you something. Because parlez-vous français? Do you speak French? Parlez whatever you said. So it's do you something.
Let's just call it do
It
something.
might possibly be the translator I used might not be as good as I thought it would be.
No, do you something sounds like the name of a brothel.
It does, doesn't
Yeah.
I was
Especially
like,
one
do
in D&D.
something.
No, you walk up to the girls and go, do you something?
Maybe only something.
That wasn't the thing I was asking for.
Something dark room.
it? No, Paulé Brouillard. Yeah. That was right.
Okay. No, that is not what I'm looking for.
Why'd you ask?
Idle compensation.
He's not looking for the best brothel in the
To
city.
get the rights out of you.
All I do is sweep out shit all day and fucking feed horses hay, and you want to get me a rival up.
Oui. I'm a strange man, don't you worry.
No shit.
Okay, my last question is, are there any summoning circles in this town?
I have no idea.
Okay, goodbye.
Can you actually, do you have the Find State spell?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't actually need a summoning circle, I'm just... I don't...
You could be a real prick about it and summon it right in the middle of the cathedral to the lady.
What? A hellhound?
No, your horse.
Whatever seed I managed to find.
Yeah. Doesn't it just... You
I
don't
can
need
pick
to...
whatever I want. But
Yeah.
One elephant? Sure. Can I have an elephant?
Doesn't it just summon it from another plane, or do you have to provide a... Okay.
Please
This is
summon
it.
a...
Don't worry about the spell. Don't worry about the spell. Don't ask the questions about the spell. Just don't worry about it running.
All I can remember is casting Tommy.
I already know what it does.
That's all I can remember.
Please get a war giraffe.
There's only a certain amount of things you can get.
And then you mount a crossbow on the head of the war giraffe with a long string.
How would you aim it?
You
Why
don't.
don't you reload it?
After the battle.
One shot, one kill.
I was going to say, it's a sneak attack. No one will see it coming.
The shape of the lightning bolts looks like a lightning bolt coming from this cloud.
Sneak attack with a water rat.
Wait, if you wild shaped into a giraffe, would you get reach on your headbutt attack?
Yes, just so I've never seen a giraffe before, so I can't turn into one.
Let's go to the zoo.
Is there a zoo?
A menagerie?
Menage a trois?
Let's get to the port, shall we?
Alright. Market first, for those who are going to the market. Or market area, give or take.
I go to the market.
You're going to the market?
From a different direction.
From a different direction. What about you? Are you doing anything? I
Sure,
thought you were
going
going
to
to the
I'm going to
guild.
the docks because even though my intention was to go to the Alchemist, she got excited about brewer.
Alright, let's go with the people going to the smith and going to
And she's
the
super proud
market
of her new
first.
shoes.
Are you going to the market following this guy with the sack first?
Yeah,
Two
the
long
moment we get to the
straws.
bakery, I've
From your
soaked it up
shoes.
enough that I'm just hungover.
Yep.
So I'm grumpy that I've agreed to this, and I'm just like, here's your stuff. I've got to go. I'm sorry.
As soon as you get to the back of the bakery, where he's gone into the back and asked for the sacks, he's like, you could smell that bread smell of freshly bread cooking,
Sweet
and
rolls.
sweet rolls and all that type of stuff.
Hot rolls.
It's very, very nice, and you can definitely smell it coming from that building.
Okay, having smelled that, I'll just say, by the way, how much is a loaf of fresh bread?
Would be 3 copper pieces.
Cool, can I get
Get the one with cinnamon.
Yeah, cinnamon. Yeah.
A synonym one would be...
A synonym one's actually called a loaf.
Yeah.
I saw the build up for that. You fell for a hook, line, and sinker.
No, I did. I said it on purpose. It's always the synonym rolls.
Yeah, could I grab one of them?
That would be 6 copper pieces.
Sweet. And I give him the coins, even though I'm standing out the back, I assume.
You she hands over a scroll. It's still warm.
Good.
And yeah, you take a bite into it, and it's nice and soft. It's still seeded in grain, so it's not like traditional, more modern white bread sort of thing. But it's
Heavy bread. But
It's a heavy bread still, but yeah, it's still nice and sweet, and yeah, a lot of sugars and
Energy.
stuff like that, and cinnamon.
Hangover.
Cinnamon. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really nice. This is a really good bakery.
Cool. Thank you.
I think I'll buy one then.
Do you want one too? Yeah.
Right. You want
Rowan, I just thought of a new business enterprise. Goodberry jam filled donuts.
Well, it didn't work so great with the wine.
We're not leaving the donuts in there for
Yeah,
14
that's right.
weeks.
Wine-filled donut sounds
We
great,
made
but
a
it's
new
not
one.
a good practice.
Oh yeah, we have
But
to
the
have
one
it.
that you actually tried to brew properly.
The one we actually did properly, which is brewing. We're not touching it yet because it's still brewing.
Yeah.
We've done it actually like
Um,
cider.
You wanted the blacksmith, yeah?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Come just
You get to the blacksmith first, though.
Yeah.
And see, of course, the half elf is the one that greets you at the door. Trying to pull out a brass hammer. So you're talking to the half elf because you didn't ask for a name. You have no idea who it is. Ah, you're back again.
Pretty sure the dragonborn's Morthalic.
Yes.
But you didn't. Yeah, you could.
I didn't write down.
don't
but
care about the lesser
dragonborn
races.
I did. I swear I'm not racist.
You're not racist, but
But-
Speciest.
I thought you would have written that down.
no, in here they actually are called racists.
Is that the class you take? Is that the class?
Good to see that you are here.
Arcanist
again.
and racist.
It's only been a few hours, realistically.
I know, but I had so much fun yesterday, and
Morthal is still somewhat asleep.
that's fine. I wanted to ask you about some of the other items you have at the front.
Ah, yes. Well, your friend has already purchased the obsidian dagger.
Yes.
You have already purchased. Did you get the great sword or?
No, we was repairing my great sword.
Ah,
I
that's
wanted
right,
to look at
repairing yours.
the short sword with the brass.
The
and-
twisted zebra pattern one, yes. That, as I said before, the twisted zebra pattern, 150 gold pieces if you want that one.
Thinking, I need to go talk to one of my group and see if I can borrow some funds from the party's kitty. I'll be back in a few hours.
I'm sure it'll still be here by the time you get back. Alright, so you move off again?
Yeah, I'm basically just going to go north.
Back to the
market.
markets, essentially, yeah. So along the way, you'll meet both of them coming along.
Yeah.
Without too much of a drama. So you guys basically bump into each other on the main street in this general area.
Yolan, assume you were out of money.
I have used quite a bit of it, yes.
Right.
To
He's got
borrow
it.
some.
He's going to the blacksmith too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, you want that funky sword, right?
Yes.
Alright, let's go. Just like no shit's given with
Yeah,
this
like-
boy.
Probably like 10-15 minutes passes by and you come back again. Oh, you're back again.
Yes. I found them on the way down.
well, welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome.
You see exactly the same thing like I described last time. You come into this place. On the outside, it looks pretty nondescript. It looks very plain and basic. But as soon as you come inside, even the cabinetry itself, which is all smithed, with some glass attached to it, is all nicely worked. And it's got different, like the sword you're looking at, there's a lot of different metals in here that are mixed around and a few different sort of, looks like a lot of experimentation. Like none of it seems to sort of smooth into each other very well, but individually they look absolutely fantastic. And because they all look fantastic, it makes the shop just look exceptional. And just the quality here is off the charts. You see a silver greatsword. Did you get the silver greatsword? No, you haven't got it yet.
No.
With a square hilt that's very much like it's a giant Sigmarite type weapon that is made of silver. So it's very square. So the blade is very long, very thick, very straight, as straight as you can possibly perceive a weapon to be.
So it doesn't taper much.
Correct at all.
Yep.
The hilt itself is that kind of like if you put it into the ground, it basically create that nice iron cross. with the edging, and in the middle part where it's just got the circle, it's got 2 green gems on both sides, and that's the silver greatsword. You see straight off that one. Then there's the curved longsword, which looks very elven in its make, which has the blade that's got etching in the blade itself going up the non-bladed side because it's a single-edged weapon. And then every so often there's like 3 of them, so 2 in the middle of the blade, separated by a certain distance, that etch off, twirl into circles, and then come to a point in the middle of the twirl, and at that point is a small red gem on both sides of the sword. There's another one further up, and then one goes right to the top of the tip of the blade. Then the etching goes into the hilt itself, which goes into another twirl at the bottom of the sword. And then you got the handle and the rest of it that goes with it. Inside the twirl in the hilt itself is another gem that it's also circling around, which looks like a green gem, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? And then there's another crossbow that's sitting on another shelf, and it looks like a very light coloured pine type kind of wood, from what you can gather. That looks like it's got burnt lightning coming from both edges, meeting up into the middle. And inside the burn part of it, you can also see colours of greens and blue mostly is the mix in there that seems to have seeped into that etching. Then there's the short sword that he's been eyeing off, which has like a bit of a zebra pattern in it, of copper and steel. These are 2 metals that generally don't mix all that well, but it seems to be that they have in this particular case, and created this particular short sword for him. There's also just above the hilt of the short sword itself is 3 gems on both sides in a sort of a triangle formation, sitting at the hilt of the thing. Then probably one of the more intricate pieces that you're seeing here is a thin metal rapier, and the rapier itself is normal in every sense, except for the very tip of the rapier has a gem attached to it somehow, not quite sure, to create the actual point of the rapier itself. It's a greenish looking gem, I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's the hilt itself, that the hilt that's for the weapon itself, that's more interesting. It is in what looks like a white metal shaped in sort of like a web pattern. And at the center of that web pattern, on the knuckles, is a smaller black shaped metal spider. And at the thorax of the spider itself is another red, quite large gem. And these are the weapons you currently see on display.
So I was wondering, with party funds, would I be able to borrow some money and pay it back later to buy the short sword there?
Of course, how much do you need?
The short sword is 150 gold pieces.
If I could borrow the whole lot, because I'm running a bit short on funds. I spent most of it on wine.
Yes, I can very speak about your alcoholic tendencies. Very well, I shall jot it down.
And may I have the rapier?
The rapier itself is 750 gold pieces.
Ouch.
No.
At some stage, you're in commission an item.
The crossbow up there, how much is that?
The crossbow itself, let's just see. The crossbow is, where up it?
How much did I spend on
150 gold pieces for the crossbow.
But I shall purchase that one myself, because
excellent,
that is
excellent.
quite a fine-looking piece.
It is very nice. It is very nice indeed. It is the markings on it were actually put together with a little bit of electrical etching. With a friend that came along one particular time of a similar race. I think he was silver, if I'm not mistaken. It was a very long time ago, but yes, it is a very nice piece you have there. 150 gold pieces, and it is all yours.
Hands over the money. That's from my own funds.
I'm totally sober now, and the exact reverse of my previous annoyment at being up. I'm just a pure excited child. All the weapons.
Yeah, these are nice weapons. These are exceptionally nice weapons.
I wonder, do you have any quarterstaffs?
I do not have any quarterstaffs per se. I am like most people, I understand what you mean. Something interesting and nice, made out of a very interesting material that you probably haven't seen before. We build a lot of our things based on what we can get our hands on at particular times. It is hit and miss. Sometimes we can get dark woods, which are very strong, very hardy, and light at the same time, which are very good for the weapons or wooden weapons. Unfortunately, we have not had a shipment come through town recently of dark woods to be able to make such a thing. I have a particular fondness to iron shod the ends with a bit of leafy filigree. And make it look a bit more naturey per se.
If I was to bring you the materials, would you be able to?
Oh, by all means, if you could bring all sorts of materials, gems we can use to embed into particular weapons, special metals. There is many things that you could get your hands on that we could use, and we could definitely make some sort of deals when it comes to making the weapons. If you get your hands on mithril ore or anything like that, or something equivalent of, by all means, we could definitely use some of that. We can make some fine equipment with mithril.
Hey, we get like a cut from that ant colony, don't we?
I believe once they've made some money, yes.
We could start a shipping trade here.
Theoretically. But I'm no businessman, you probably have to speak to Amir.
Yeah. We should do that later. Anyway, I'm sorry, sir. I gotta go. I'm gonna go back out into town.
Okay, you hop back out to the tavern, out of the spit.
That is like if you bring us gems and rare metals, we can make you stuff. In totally unrelated news, there's a rash of crime and robberies and burglaries all through the city.
Why do you think I just walked outside?
Translating to adventurer speak.
Murder hobo speak. Right,
Keep telling you, we have houses, we have accommodation.
So you two are still in the
We're combat tourists.
Yes. I'm just going to continue talking to the elf about like everything we did yesterday and like the techniques that I was learning from
yes, well, you definitely talk about the techniques.
Morthal.
Yes, Morthal has some interesting ways of doing some of the metalworks in this place. I'm his apprentice per se, but we kind of are a bit of a partnership where he can utilize his particular work to meld particular metals together and create some interesting works. It is mostly my work, which is creating the etching and the gem inlays to create all these weapons. So it is a partnership per se. But he has a lot of knowledge and a lot of stuff to hand over, and he is getting on in the years. It is good to be able to learn from his hand. So if you're ever interested in such a thing, and of course being a dragonborn makes it so much easier, he is happy to accept you more than anyone else, of course. It has been difficult for me, but he's appreciated my work at least, and has made the ride in this particular place a lot more smoother these days.
Yes.
And as you can see, we sell some very fine equipment here.
Very, very fine.
So you guys talk about
Just
stuff
talk
for
shop.
a bit, talk shop a bit.
I assume I'd be quite intrigued by the
Oh, you're
designs
looking
and
over
everything.
stuff. You'll probably even start looking at even the cabinetry and
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like
I'm a
that.
giddy little child.
Yeah, absolutely. This is absolutely fantastic stuff here.
After some time, though, I would probably approach the elf and. Is there a tanner in town?
There's many tanners. Most of them are near the docks.
Any that work on armor?
Perhaps I do not know of one personally. I apologize.
That is plenty okay. I shall have to explore. I might actually wear some armor.
Yes.
Mage armor. It's what all the cool kids are wearing this season.
Right, so you've headed off. You're heading south. You're heading south. You're heading south. You're heading to the market as well?
Yes.
Okay, so you get to the market. You're at the market. And you smell that wafting of bread and cheese and
Fresh
cinnamon.
croissant.
Fresh
I
croissant.
smell
Baguette.
it on the air. I smell it in the air.
Smell it in the air.
I buy some croissant. I buy some baguette.
Mm-hmm.
I buy some fromage.
Fromage. Oh, oui, my friend. You looking...
There is now some fromage in a can.
Fromage in a can, this is spray on. Do not use it as underarm. I've tried once.
It is weaponized cheese.
Oh, baguette. The baguette is probably just as long as I'm taller.
You can gather that despite the prices here are quite expensive for bread, but it also is quite good stuff. Cinnamon itself.
Cinnamon.
Nah,
Is that why you asked me to get cinnamon?
No.
Oh.
Because I reckon it'll be really good.
Yeah, no, I love cinnamon scrolls.
Like,
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, cinnamon is not that easy to get your hands on, so that's part of the reason.
And
why
also,
they're
it'll
a
if you
big
have
jump
them
in
every day,
price.
it'll kill you by 40.
Really?
There's just that much butter would probably do something.
Yeah.
What a way to go.
Death by croissant. At these, so you want the croissant and the baguette and the fromage. That'd be 1 silver piece.
Be my friend. That is a good price.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
It's on my razor too.
While I'm in town,
He is a good
I'm
thief.
continue looking for a Saleh or
Are you putting?
just around the town looking for a Saleh, asking people as I go, just, do you know anywhere that trains a dojo, anything like that?
No, most people might be the language you're using. They're not sure probably what dojo means.
Arc
Okay.
circle.
Just walk up to the guards and go, hey, you want to fight?
Your mother, she's very ugly.
I'll go, alright, is
Working
there a
out there.
fighting pit around or anything like that?
There is a fighting
Arena?
pit, an arena. No, we do not have an arena in the city.
Where's the fighting pit at then?
Probably at the back of a tavern somewhere. Probably back down at the Blue Barracuda.
I'll head there.
That just has to
Needs
happen
more
every single
cowbell.
time.
Needs more cowbell.
I'll start heading there.
You start heading south, alright. Alright, so there's a whole bunch of people heading south. You're still at the market.
Is there anything nice to buy? Any fancy magic shops?
No.
No trinkets?
No,
No
the
rings of jumping?
no.
If you go into the women's clothing store, you might be able to buy a furry muff.
Why would I want one though?
To keep your hands warm.
Yeah.
Most of the marketplace is selling mostly vegetables. As I said, the bakery here, which is quite nice. There's a couple of there's a nice little coffee shop type thing happening as well, kind of like situated not too far from the croissant place. And you can tell from
Cafe?
a little cafe.
Do they sell latte?
Are there a whole bunch of like young, bearded
Dwarves, yeah.
art students?
Art
Yeah. Dwarves wearing
Yeah,
berets.
they're all bid art students, just happen to be also dwarves.
Dwarves wearing berets.
Yes, dwarves are berets.
Let's reinforce that stereotype.
Just buy me a beret. She'd fit right in.
Not gonna make that joke.
Yeah, like fruit stands, vegetable stands.
Ask around for a horse trader.
Horse trader. Yeah, they're all drinking mochachinos.
Mochachinos.
The
No.
best place to probably get. What type of horse are you looking for?
A big one.
To ride into war, to pull a cart,
So I can
to
sit above everyone because I'm very important. Obviously. That's why I'm walking around on foot.
the only place that I can think of might be the wheelwright into the southern part of the city, the Gilded Cart.
Okay. Thank you. I shall head there.
Head there, alright.
Show pony.
Chauffeur.
Literally.
Alright, so you're still with the smith, You've walked off to try and find your thing and not having much success.
It'd be great because if people see you from the distance, they'll think, who put armor on that child?
Let
Alright.
us get out of the house.
Let's go with Amber first, even though you're probably the furthest away of all of them. But we're going to go with you first because I have been wanting to do this one for a while.
Oh god, that terrifies
What are
me.
you doing?
That actually makes me
Finding a
concerned.
brewer.
Bressieux les sommets. Approaching the massive set of warehouses, it was difficult at first to find where the entrance was located.
Wait, was it La Summit?
Brasseur le Sommet.
Yes. Brew of
Brazier the Summit is all I'm hearing.
Food
Okay, you want to know what I wrote down?
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Pursue La Ponette.
Close enough.
Not that bad.
I dubbed the
For dyslexia.
Boob Mountain.
Boob Mountain.
Although I almost went, what was it? Brunette or bronze. Don't ask. It's fine.
Approaching the massive set of warehouses, it was difficult at first to find where the entrance was located. Tall limestone walls with small windows only located along the top sections of walls. A wall that is almost at least 10 feet tall in this area. But near the walls you can hear the telltale sounds of activity within. You finally find a little alleyway off to the side, well hidden from the main street, as if you weren't really looking for it after a while. It goes on for a short distance down the sides of 2 large warehouses, but beyond that, you can see the area opens up, where there are various workers that travel to and fro. As you walk down the alleyway, you get a whiff of the vibrant smells of the brewery, an earthy smell of hops, the acrid smell of whiskey, and even the hint of a few other smells you associate with alcohol. Jasmine and lavender being the prominent ones as well. You step into this open courtyard inside this warehouse complex, and you see a massive operation in progress. Several labourers are loading up carts to your right. Next to them, more carts are being unloaded full of sacks and transferred to the inside of the complex itself. A cart is just finished before being loading, and you hear the whip crack as a cart and its horses trundle off out of the loading yard. You see this one particular gentleman, and hear his voice, but you can't understand what he's saying because he's still a bit of distance away. He's 7 feet 2 inches tall. He's towering above everyone else, and he definitely looks like a Goliath.
The grey skin.
Yeah, the grey skin, all that type of stuff. And he is ordering people here, left, right, and centre.
How big are my boots?
How big your boobs?
How big was it? Because we go with
You
about
probably got maybe
boots.
6 inches, probably that much.
Yeah.
Are they made for walking?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Can you roll me d20?
You maybe got like half a foot to a foot, somewhere around there, extra height.
10.
10? Alright. They're still alright.
Yes.
Broken
not
them
yet.
Can't follow the faces for this.
No. Broken them yet. I'm quite heavy.
It's alright, we've got a second pair because someone didn't want theirs.
I don't know
Boo.
what you're talking about.
She's literally like a kid in a candy store right
Mhm.
now. She's like,
You see, like, another cart.
trying to compose herself, but very giddy.
There are
on the
several
inside.
carts that are like got barrels, either empty ones or full ones loaded up. The full ones are loading up on the right hand side, which from what you gathered so far seems to be sort of like the offloading and unloading ramp per se area. And many carts are coming in and out and taking stuff with them or delivering stuff into this place. This is a massive operation from what you're gathering, and it's really close to the dock, so it looks like a lot of it is just going off to ships and being sent out wherever it needs to be sent out to.
Reminds me of the college days.
There's quite a few different races here too that you're seeing work as labourers and various other bits and pieces. What do you do?
She's gonna go probably straight up to the Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
In her nice wanky new boots.
Mm-hmm. Roll a d10.
Oh shit.
Every time she mentions
14, that's right. Yeah. That's how it works.
I hear what you say. Every time she mentions it, roll a d10.
Oh!
Excuse me, sir.
Bonjour!
Bonjour.
Au revoir! No, it's not it.
I do say, sir, I don't understand what you're saying.
Oh! Little man speaks English. Very good. Very good, little man.
Yes.
Welcome to my place.
Thank you. I see you make alcohol here.
We make alcohol, we make wine, and we make all sorts of things here in this place. How can I help you this day?
I was wondering to see what you made, and if you might let me have a little wander of the place.
I am busy at this moment of time, but I do like the fact that you are dwarf. Do you have a bit of work in this area? Are you looking for a job?
I mean, I won't say no. Are you looking for someone
You
who might...
look like a sturdy fellow.
She just like pauses really long and goes, yes.
May I ask you a question?
Of course.
Why do you have tankers on your feet?
She's gonna look down and be like, they're my new shoes. I found them strapped to my feet this morning and I decided to take a little walk in them.
Ha! Ha! But shoes you wear, not put on the bottom of feet.
I mean, I suppose that's true, but I don't know, they were there, I didn't feel like taking them off, and I thought they were a nice fashion statement. They do suit my personality quite well.
It makes you look bold and dashing.
Well,
Quite brash, if I may say so myself.
well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. You're quite dashing yourself.
Just-
She's going to do the only thing she knows when being called dashing. Oh. Dashing pose. Oh, yes.
Right, roll a persuasion roll. I'll let you have advantage on it, though.
Okay.
Is that an advantage because she's dashing?
No, it's because of the boots.
Yes, the boots.
Persuasion.
Yes.
What did I roll first? 18 total. No, 15?
15 was roll first.
19.
19.
I thought I rolled 1.
Okay. Ha ha! I like you, little man. Give me a moment to put my...
Trousers back on.
Who's watching? Let me just order them around and get my subordinates to continue on the work that I am doing, and then we shall walk around this place, and I shall show you this fine establishment.
I look forward to it.
You! Make sure all the carts out are in time and full, and make sure that no one is taking a sip of the wine.
Yes, my lord.
Work.
Work, work.
Also good.
You, over there, are you sitting down?
Yes, sir.
Me not that kind of walk.
Are you well?
Yes, sir.
All right. 2 more minutes, then back to work.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Come with me, little man.
All right then. She like every time he says little man or like refers to her as a man, she just like furrows her brow and kind of like, okay. What?
I feel like the
Okay.
moment you offered her a job, it should have just come up. Amber has left the party.
At some point, you'll all wonder where she went and try and
That'll
find
be in
her.
a few
We'll assume we'll have to check the bars first.
And now we start the musical number.
She might also possibly get fired for reasons.
Sampling the goods.
Damn you all leaving the party, I want to overthrow a government.
I can
As
still
they're
help with that
walking,
because this will be
she
my
is
town after
Time to
that.
have a conversation. She's going to introduce herself.
Well, introduce yourself then.
Good sir, I would like to know your name. I am Amber Ironfist. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I am Gael Edward.
Gael Edward.
Gael Edward, as in Gael.
Not G-A-L-E.
G-A-E-O.
Gail.
Edward.
Edward.
It is a pleasure, sir.
Ah, and who are you, little man?
Amber Ironfist.
Amber? Amber. That's a very interesting name, little man.
Well, I think it is. It's a beautiful stone. It is an honor to be named after such a stone where I come from. Its facets and its... where it come from and the way that it's... Oh, it's just... You know what? It is an honorable name.
Come with me. I shall show you the warehouse itself.
Of course.
Brings you over to like a door inside where it's quite a large door, but it's also a bit low hanging. So he puts his hand up like on the top of the door frame and like just ducks underneath and pulls himself under. In here we have all of the processing work of all the hops and the wheats and everything else involved in separation of all the different ingredients for all the different things that we'd make.
I see. Oh, yes, I see. Oh, wow. You have have some fine quality products
You
here.
see, probably down, this is like the entrance area and whatnot, so you see sacks of grain and hops and everything else. People are now sorting it and separating it out to smaller,
Not this again.
sorting it out into smaller containers and stuff like that for the purpose of measuring. You see the different size ones and different ingredients go into different ones depending on how much weight they need for each particular thing. And then being shipped off to particular parts. They're being taken down to the back of the warehouse that you're in. It's a very, very large warehouse, and you can see all the brass and iron, large pots, and various other brewing equipment that you see. And these are large ones, like huge ones. And one of them is open up the back, and they're pouring in all the different bits and pieces they need to get themselves started off and whatnot. Holy water's being poured in, they're coming in buckets and stuff like that.
Does it look like they're just making like wines and beers? Or
Yeah, pretty much.
Does it look like they might be doing some spirit production as well?
General spirit production, wines, beers, there is everything you can possibly see. Takes you up to the back.
Less.
This, my friend, is where we brew all of these different ingredients for the different wines, ales, and spirits that we have. Over to the left, we have our ales of finest temperament. We send them all across the seas here. And in the middle here, we have the wines. And on the right-hand side, of course, we have the spirits in their nice large oaken barrels.
Oh, interesting.
Come with me, little man.
What?
It takes you into another area, and you can see larger barrels. It's just like barrels, all lined up along this like long hallway of the warehouse itself. Aging room, essentially, yes. It's quite colder in here, a little bit darker in here, but you can definitely smell the different mixture of different wafts of the whiskey and the scotches, as well as the ales and beers. And as you travel through them, and he's like, this is a fine scotch of blah, and he goes on, this is an ale, dark ale, black ale, goodberry, all the type of stuff. He goes into this, like, all this cool stuff. Comes down to back, and this here is where we have the wines.
Mentally writing notes the whole way. Ingredients, anything he mentions, like brewing times, things like temperatures that they're brewed at, anything he
all
mentions.
that type of stuff. Yeah, you guys are
whether
nice
it's a
and
low temperature brew, so it's held at a lower level, things like that, blah blah blah.
He takes you
whether it's like a double barrel,
into
single barrel.
another part of the warehouse that's off this, and you feel the temperature rise. I found that the temperature does make a big difference when it comes to brewing your brews. Different variations in the temperature itself with the ales and especially the spirits give you different effects. So I found that with the temperature raising in this room that it actually creates a whole new way of designing and delivering your alcohols.
Ah, yes. I would imagine so. We did experiment with some of these things back in the day when I was back home. But we didn't get to look into it far too much. Some dwarves, they're just so narrow-minded. I love how much open mind you have here.
Roll a d10, 320, sorry.
Oh god, my phone.
You rolled a 1, didn't you? As you're saying that, you plant your foot on the ground and it just breaks underneath your feet.
And she's gonna be devastated.
I breaks the ground.
You fall with it too, so roll a dex check.
Acrobatics?
Yeah, acrobatics, a little bit acrobatics.
11.
Okay. You don't quite manage to sort of capture yourself, and you sort of like tumble a little bit in the warehouse at the back of there. Oh, my little friend, are you okay? As his meaty, massive hand comes underneath you and scoops you up, and then puts you back on your feet. And as he does that, he kind of like rips the other one off because the other one's broken now. So like, there's no point in trying to think. Then you realise, oh, did I feel that?
What?
Have I been calling you a man?
Yes.
But you're not.
It's alright, it's not the first time.
That is an impressive beard, my friend.
Indeed it is, I'm quite proud.
I will not say what is going through my mind.
It's alright.
May I ask, where does it start and end?
Look, some days I'm not sure myself.
That must
My
be.
other friend might be able to tell you, though. He's quite good at grooming.
Ha! 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 I must meet this friend of yours one day.
A new fashion trend, Rowanscaping.
Because there's also, like, vines in my beard, too.
He takes you into another part of the warehouse, and this is a lot smaller area, and there's a whole heap of shelves of different bottles. So it's no longer any of the barrels or anything like that, but you're seeing different bottles of different colours and different things. You're definitely seeing mostly browns and stuff like that, but the different sort of shades of brown representing different spirits and different proofs and stuff like that. This is one of my special areas. It's still quite large compared to what you used to. Designed for a Goliath, essentially.
Yeah.
This here, in my spare time, I come here to mix a few things here and there.
Oh.
I think that exploration of ale and spirits and everything else is not something you should become accustomed to once you've built that special brew. You should not be stuck on your haunches and stay there and sell that to the world. No, no. Special is what I'm here for. Mix things, see what I come up with. I may have poisoned a few people in my time, but it is worth it in the long run.
You just hear it like the biggest laugh. Ha ha! Yes! Man after my own heart. Of course! This is exactly what I've been trying to tell my people. Yes, this is why I've gone on this adventure to find wonderful like-minded people, and even the people that guilds don't understand, they seem to like it, but you know what? This is it. This is exactly what I think.
I agree as well. See, I like you very much, sir, madam.
Yes.
Is this the last single?
Oh my.
Should never get complacent with your brews, for then you'll never ever explore and find new flavors and new things. It is such a delight. I mean, have you tried cinnamon?
I have. Cinnamon is one of those.
Just once.
Synonym is a special brew. I have a very brandy synonym here. It's Scotch.
Maybe you can
have to be
include a
called
fireball in every
Fireball.
drink.
Yeah.
Irish folks.
And have you made apple wine?
Ah, apple wine, good berry wine, mango wine. Everything you can get your hands on this side of Camaranth.
Have you ever tried having a bit of the cinnamon scotch with a bit of apple wine or?
But of course,
such
it
a
is
beautiful flavor.
definitely one of the better drinks that I enjoy late at night to help me get to sleep.
It's a good one.
There's a lot of stuff here that helps me get to sleep.
On those cold, lonely nights.
Oh, yes, I can definitely see where you're coming from there. I too am quite fond of my drink, although I will say, and I'll pull out my little endless thinking, it's seen better days, that's for sure.
Ah, what is that?
Oh, this here, it's, we shall say, no!
What is it?
No. I've got better than that. My friend, would you like some of my spirits here?
Well, of course, I'm always for tasting.
He reaches up. He's got a big meaty hand. Comes around a small bottle and whatnot. It's got a
special purposes.
It's got a cork on it.
I hate you.
It's got a cork on it.
Oh, yeah, what does this happen?
What is wrong, little man? Girl. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, just the sound, it brought back some interesting memories.
Oh. I apologize if I have caused you harm.
It's fine, it wasn't me.
Oh, is it the drink then?
No, it's fine. Let's just drink.
I could get another one.
You know, have you ever tried opening a bottle with a knife?
I find that I'd like to make sure the cork is replaceable and put back into the bottle. No.
Wax is also a good one. And
Wax is good for sealing it. It is different depending on if it's a wine or a spirit, how much wax you use, or if you use wax at all.
I've also heard. Okay, so these the special brewers of my people, and we unfortunately did not have the technology in my home. I wish we did. But I've heard that there are some blacksmith dwarves who have discovered this fantastic thing where they've made metal caps for their bottles, and they're resealable. And they're fantastic.
That sounds amazing!
Indeed.
Next you'll be telling me there'll be fully metal jugs that you just pull back a tab on the top. Made of green and called Victoria Bitter.
Look!
They're available in Estra. There's no glass.
The staple of any larper.
Oh my dear lord, I shall have to suggest that idea to them. They might find it very fascinating. I visited them once. They had some incredible inventions.
I am unfortunately only privileged to have the type of containers that are plastic with a small nozzle which you press on for ale to come out of.
Oh, the silver
The
pillows.
silver pillows.
We used to have a wonderful game back home with those.
Please tell me it was Goon of Fortune.
Oh, yes, indeed. You've heard of this dwarven game, have you?
How do the dwarves reach the goon?
Still,
They throw axes at it.
They have to
until
jump
it
up and
explodes.
dress.
Yes, exactly.
They throw axes at it until it explodes over one.
It is a pleasure to see you, ma'am. I got it right.
That's all fine, sir. Shall we proceed?
The fourth wall needs a major construction job. Construction job.
Also, we should break at some point.
Is it it's really that late, is it?
It's after 8 o'clock, yeah.
Alright, I think we will there. You guys go on and talk more and have a few drinks, discuss all sorts of things.
She is quite knowledgeable on brewing, because she did, as a bit of history, she did study brewing, and she did go through the college. It was part of, like, being a dwarf and growing up, and alchemy was an elective, which she did on the side, and then combining them together was something she decided on her own, not something she learned. So that's an experimentation.
You got the switch, remember?
But, yes. So she does know quite a lot, and she is fascinated and sharing all her knowledge and things.
Yep.
And
You eventually come down to the
ideas
you come down to the conversation that he's also irrelevant if he's part of the guild or not. Like you come to that conversation where he's part of the guild, but you gather by your conversation that he would be happy for you to use this place anyway, and it looked well stocked.
Yeah, and honestly, the fact that it's already made brew that she can use to then combine with alchemical, she's going to also ask him about that and be like, have you ever considered sprucing it up with a little bit of alchemical modifications?
I am but a simple man. I do not have cushions and whatever else requires the sprucing up of a pad.
No, sir, I meant the alcohol.
Oh, my apologies, sir, ma'am.
We'll call you Sam.
My apologies, Sam.
So, Samba?
Samba.
He's not ready to go into a break.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to go into a break quickly and then we'll get to the rest of the party and not carry on with the same NPC all the time. Because even though it's a lot of fun.
Yes, I'm sure other people wish to proceed with this.
Right, we'll go for a break.
We'll be back in maybe 15 minutes. We're going to go get food, drinks, and some people are going to do nasty things.
Fromage.
Fromage!
I'm going to change my trousers because damn.
That's going to be out of context. You calling me the blacksmith? My scales are bronze.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay, that.
Scaleless.
I hope I got the colour
I've
correct.
got the delay, so I'm looking at my face going. Alright, so
He's a scalist.
Amber, you're off talking with Gael about
We're having
alchemy.
very
could have
nerdy
a-
conversations
a
about
blacksmith.
alcohol
And,
and
you know,
brewing
he's
that
he's
no one
changing.
else in the party would probably understand a word of, but that's fine.
I might do that.
Alright, so now you've had your little conversation. We will now head to. You're still at the blacksmith.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Dinger to wake up.
Yep. And you guys are heading towards the wheelwright. The cartwright, sorry.
So, I thought we were going to find a place to sell boats first.
Yeah, shipwright first.
You're basically being pointed to the cartwright because the cartwright also is a shipbuilder.
Ah, okay.
It's originally started off as a cartwright, but he's expanded into being a cartwright as well as a wheelwright, as well as a shipwright, and that whole complex.
Well, that's perfect. Then.
Is he also a Cooper?
Yes. Him and his.
Well, it's related to Will.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So
Is
yeah,
his last name Cooper?
the wheelwright, the gilded carriage is essentially expanded and also become ship as well.
Okay. As we're approaching, I'll turn to Amir and say, okay, so I need you to keep me from being stupid. All right?
You're supposed to
I
say
can-
pass it along.
He's going to insult.
I can be useful. Make sure they know I can be useful, because I can do stuff. Just help, because I really want this to go well.
All right. You start approaching the place, and because people are pointing to you, because after a while it's not that difficult to know exactly what you're looking for. This is, from what you can gather as you walk down the street, a very large place. There is a massive. Oh, hang on! Before I go on with this, it's really important. You probably ruined it now. They probably can't even see me.
You did turn it a little
We
bit
shall
better.
see.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Oh, dear.
We're sitting here watching.
You gave me a drink.
Oh
I
dear.
said thank you. The cap
That'll
went
do.
on.
I'm saying that. All right. So what I've done is because it's getting a bit warm in here, there's a sheer amount of bodies and the computers and the place is closed up. So I've opened up the front doors, so you can now hear the birds and the cars drive by.
Well done.
Just so we can keep cool.
Okay, you need to fix your camera.
No.
It's been fixed by now.
You're breaking my immersion.
Oh my
There's
god.
only a certain amount that we will suffer for this art.
It's actually fixed better than it was originally, so that's good.
Oh, okay.
So, this place.
So now they basically start throwing bottles out there because it's easy to clean up.
I mean, look, it's not too different from when we arrived normally.
Them's fighting words. Some character's gonna die tonight.
Mm.
Alright, then
No,
we'll
no, no.
go in through and help.
Roll initiative.
A cruel GM would not. A vindictive GM would kill the character. A cruel GM would take away what they love most. Make Amber allergic to alcohol.
And
Very
haunted
true.
by the ghost of Dolphin Past.
That's gonna be the Christmas special right there.
Oh no! Oh, my dolphin spirits!
Holy shit! You just built the whole Christmas special for next week.
Much
The
like
dolphins I conjure are literally spirits!
much like Loki in the Marvel movies, she's cursed with glorious porpoise.
I'm glad I didn't quite stop drinking.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, you're approaching a large area. From what you can gather, there's a massive. It's not quite a warehouse because it doesn't have any walls. It's got a whole heap of poles that's basically holding up a slate roof, and this is a massive area. And you can see definitely inside there the rib cage of a ship that's being built. And you're approaching from the city streets itself, and there's a small building that's situated on the front step itself of the road itself. And next to it is a iron fence. So your typical sort of spikes. Wrought iron fence, yeah, that's exactly it. And it's got all of the fleur-de-lis sort of points on the top of it. Mostly more for function to stop people from climbing over because they're pointed type thing. Other than that, it's like got the same sandstone bricks like everywhere else has. The maple doors is pretty common in this place. Slate roof tiles like everywhere else, and of course a lot of it's just patchwork with a few bits and pieces of other things here and there to sort of keep it going. There's another larger warehouse at the back of this particular place. You can see shadowing this front building, and you can see people working out there. You come up to past the fence, and you can see through the fence, of course, and you see people sitting there, and they're busy going through the motions of what looks like they're creating a wheel, from what you can gather. So they've got the wooden part of the wheel, which is in sections, and it's being pushed all together to create the wheel. And what they've got inside on the ground is a metal ring that they're starting to automatically pull out. Now it's being heated on a massive bed of coals, and they've pulled it out, and from the heat, they've basically expanded it enough that it will fit around this thing. So they've now pulled it out, placed it over, and they're smacking it with big hammers to try and get it over the thing. Because despite the fact it's expanded, it's still quite a tight fit.
Yep.
Pour it, hammer it in, ching, ching, ching. Then pour douse water on it to get the fire out and to also rapidly shrink it. And then bang, they're creating a big cartwheel. So you see a group of people doing that.
History lesson.
Yes, I actually looked through a whole heap of stuff about how this all works.
Thanks.
Also, if you need to survive an apocalypse, you have one more bit of information which won't work if you try it.
You come to the front door of the front building, as I mentioned before, and you see that there was a fleur-de-lis symbol on there, but somehow someone's come with a dagger or something along the lines of and scorched marks through it, or dug gouges out of it, I should say. Other than that, it's also got the same sort of patterning on the alcoves up the top on the first floor, and nicely stylized sort of things. We're going into small little fleur-de-lis as they twirl around along the alcoves themselves. Some painted in it's like a dark red, rusty red sort of alcoves, which offsets the sandstone sort of colour.
Okay. Is there like a reception desk?
There's the front door, and you open up the front door.
Yep, go inside.
Ding, 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 ding. There's the bell hooked up next to the door goes off. And yeah, there's the front desk, and there's no one here. This place is reasonably empty. There's a couple of wheels and a few other bits and pieces to show off.
Sorry, we're in the showroom.
Yes, you are in the showroom.
Is there a show, Cody?
There is also a bell situated on the front desk.
I'm gonna like see all the fancy things that I've got like not great drawings of, and I'm like, this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is.
This looks like a good place for what they can do.
I've just like produced my notes, and I'm just like running from thing to thing, geeking out, going, it's perfect. It's all perfect. I'm hearing the bell.
Good. Get that out of your system now.
Okay. I have a cartwheel. Yay!
Wait. No.
It's not worth it.
Not worth it, yeah.
Go over and ring the bell.
Wait a moment. Couple of minutes pass by. There's like a curtain out the back. You can hear the hammering still going on outside and stuff like that. And curtain parts. And you can see the curtain basically just goes out into that back area. It doesn't actually go into a back room or anything like that. Curtain parts. It goes, ha! Gentlemen! He's got like red suspenders, brown pants. How are you doing?
We're gonna have some fun.
I'm doing quite well.
You come to the right place to get yourself some carts.
You have no idea.
I'm sure I do, for I am a well-known cart salesman.
Please, perhaps we can discuss a future purchase.
What are you looking for?
This is a.
Well, that's a mighty fine bit of work there, sir.
We are starting off with the start of that sort of project.
So you're looking for a commission is what you're asking for.
That would be correct, yes.
Well, I'm sure you can come up with something like that. Let's have a look at that piece of work you got there. All right, yeah, thank you. All right, you got, what, 5 carts
4,
attached to
actually.
each other?
I've changed it now, so it's 4.
You changed it to 4, all right.
We would probably start with 1 to make
you
sure
want to start
that
with
the.
1. Well, 1 we can just sell you a cart out in the lot.
Is that cart able to be used as a boat?
I'm waiting for the slap.
Let me get to that.
You know what?
1 owner only used to ride it to church.
You will fit so
How
much
many-
spaghetti in this bad boy.
Adventurous.
No, it's a second-hand dung cart.
Well, would you
You'll fit
like
so
to come
much
out
shit
the
in
back and have a look at all the carts?
Yes.
All right, he brings you out the back. Come with me. Well, my ride here, I got like, you standard 2-seat variety, 2-wheel variety for a single vehicle.
it. Single horse.
Single horse, I mean.
That's too small.
Too small, all right.
So it's only 1 horsepower.
The type of cart you want for this 1-horse pony down. And over here, he goes over to like a bigger one, so it's got like the 4 wheels and stuff like that. Here is your big flatbed wagon here. This is a good 2-horse or 4 if you're really pulling some weight. This little bad boy can fit so many bales of hay in it.
What do you have which is able to be used as a boat?
As a boat.
Yes, there
You're
is
looking
a
for a boat then.
there is a possibility that we'll be traveling through swampy areas where it might be too deep for the wagon.
You're trying to get a boat turned into a cart, is what you're saying?
It needs to be doing both. Yes, that is what. If you look at the designs, that is what.
That's
it
a
shows.
very interesting idea. I like what you're thinking here, and I think we can do something about that. Might take us a little bit of time to get together, but I think we can do something like that.
I can help.
Can you? What can you do?
I produced like an acorn from my pocket, and I cast a druid craft to like crack it open and make like a tendril grow up around my finger. I'm like, I can do this.
He follows the old way of the druids.
You cut down trees, then shape them. I can shape them before you cut them down.
You may need to talk to the people who work in the forest out there about growing those particular trees faster and whatnot.
Okay.
I just finished up the finished product. I may only have one American accent to deal with it.
You may not even have one.
Half of an American accent.
Can I show you my piece de resistance?
Is that resistance pizza?
How do you know? He takes you over to like the back cart, and you see like a very large 4-wheel cart. Now the wheels on this particular one are massive. They're almost as tall as a man, about 5 foot wide high, and it's a very typical sort of coloured gypsy cart. So it's got like again the same colour as the front architraves. It's got that dark red into it. It's got dark gold lines through it, as well as a few curls here and there up in the things. He opens it up inside. It's kind of like a camper van. So it's got like a bed in the back. It's got a few seats in the front and a small area for preparation of food and stuff like that. It's got like a potbelly stove and a chimney coming out the top. This here is one of my finest pieces.
4 of these.
4 of these are the boats.
Yes. 1 for sleeping, 1 for growing, 1 for forging, and 1 for a ballista.
All right then. I'm sure we can make something like that. We have the technology.
I'm so happy.
Do you have
However,
a sports model that's a bit lower, smaller?
With continual flame down the
Roger,
side.
yeah. Roger, you turn that record down. Goes over to a cart. That's
Mage
going
hand to
through
have the spinners.
No, it's just got shock absorbers.
It just bounces up and down.
It's actually just 10 tenses floating discs strapped together.
That would move very quickly.
Yeah, this is my pride and joy. This one now. The question is what you want to build. Have you got the money?
How much?
How much have you got?
I just pull out a pouch.
This would be a project that we would be ensuring that we have the finances for.
That's good. Well, we need something to start us off with. What have you got?
I do not think you understand how this goes. We are not going to keep giving you money until you finish. We would like a price for what it should be.
Well, it depends on what you want to do. I haven't had the full aspects of what you're trying to achieve other than bolts that are carts.
Okay. Right, so...
So, we need a cart that is waterproof.
We can do that.
It needs to be able to be the correct size as per the drawings.
All four sets of front wheels should turn.
All sets of 4 front wheels?
Yes, like...
The front wheel on each cart pillar.
Like... the front axle...
You mean you want both axles on the carts of all of them to turn? That would be the most likely way you want it to go.
No, just the front ones.
But then you're going to have this stiff turning when it comes to the rest of them that don't turn.
Not if the wheels aren't rigidly connected to each other.
I think I know what you're talking about, yes. Let's say that the others do turn as well.
Okay.
All right.
Because
Anything
otherwise
else
the
you
connecting
want?
points will...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I built my carts many times, boy. I know what I'm talking about.
Have you made a ballista before?
I've made many things. In fact, you can see there are cannons in various different forms of being either repaired or created. So you see like the wooden box sections with the wheels on them without the cannon inside them. You see cannon barrels standing out
The
to the
question
side.
is, do they see a tank?
No.
Okay. So
That's not at the shipyard.
the front one's a regular wagon.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, the frame is wood. The rest of it is canvas.
All right.
The third one is just wood.
All
The
right.
fourth one is lots of archways where you pull a rope and they just slide backwards.
If you want one
Alright.
thing to be a forge, you can't have the one as wood.
If we want to make this all as one part of the whole kit caboodle, we're going to have to make sure that even if we're only building one at this particular stage, that it's all built for the purposes of what you're trying to achieve in the long run. Well, which means we're going to have to make both axes turn.
Okay.
Even if you don't need it for the very first one. Otherwise, it'll become a bit more of an expensive proposition to change a fixed axle at the back into one that turns when you got this caterpillar going.
Can you make it so that if we're just using one by itself, you can temporarily lock the rear wheels?
I think we could do something like that. Metal bolt, that should do the trick. All right, I think we could do that. So put a bit of a turning axle into it, but the way to lock it in place. It sounded like, would you like four-wheel drive?
Yes, I do believe we need 4 wheels.
I thought.
I do not want a 3-wheel cart.
I don't know much about this. Do you think we need?
Well, you see, a
four
four-wheel
horses
drive
or
is
more
where the
horses?
cart has horses at the
Springs.
front and the back.
How many horses do you think we'll need?
Well, for this thing, I think you'll need probably 4 at least,
Okay.
depending on what you're trying to carry in them as well.
7 people and our stuff.
What does your stuff consist of? Like you traveling bricks or mortar or stone, sacks of wheat?
1 garden. I don't care about the rest.
Right. Well, I say for the first one, I think we can go for about 150 gold pieces.
Okay.
No bells and whistles, of course. If you want to make it look nice and make it look like it's part of the place, we might have to chuck a few extra coins in here and there.
I'm sure I can do that myself.
All right. 150 gold pieces will get us started on the first cart.
Okay.
Is there... would there be ways that it could be assisted to make it easier for you? Perhaps by use of magics?
Well, you said he could look after the wood side of the things to make sure there's enough wood coming in, which is something you'll have to talk to the other people about.
Who's that?
There is also
Is that
the...
No, the forest is out north.
one of our companions can repair things, and
Well,
I'm sure you've seen that's done in the...
Well, we have seen it done, and we do have our own people to help us out in that particular department, so I don't think we need extra help in that area. But we're not here repairing anything per se, we're building something from scratch.
Also, would it help if there were existing boats or wagons that we could acquire?
If you're looking for something right now, you want to buy off the rack, well, you have to get what's here. Most of the stuff here is accounted for mostly, except for what I've shown you in the lot. Most of the boats.
So the wagon there with all the stove and all that in there.
Yeah.
Could you reinforce the bottom part of that to make that waterproof?
I could definitely give that a go, yeah.
Perhaps that would help out, having that as the accommodation one.
How much is that one then?
That wagon by itself is 150 gold pieces, so I reckon chuck an extra 50 gold pieces on it to give it the reinforcing and the waterproofing to do the trick.
It does look very nice. And how long would that take?
Well, that one should be a lot quicker, because we've already got it going, just have to waterproof and whatnot. That one probably take me about a week, that one.
How long for all of them?
Well, give or take, probably 2 weeks about for each cart.
Good turnaround.
For each one, so that's about 8 weeks.
Yeah, but that's still a good turnaround for a boat, basically.
Okay.
I mean, like, he's probably got a lot of be.
So, money?
Perhaps we should have a discussion with the other.
I mean, I'll hand over the 200 right now because I have that.
Yep, you hand up 200. All right.
Yep.
Well, that'll get us started. 200 down payment on the first one to be converted into a boat, essentially.
And can we get a horse?
Well, that'll be a separate cost. You might have to go into getting some draft horses for this one.
Okay.
I'll have to get you a price on that one when I come back. When you come back.
Perhaps we could get some wild horses and tame them.
No.
Would that be a problem?
Leave the wild horses alone.
But if you were to explain to them that if they work and help us, that they would get regular food, they would not be attacked by animals, they would have a safer and better life.
And the families won't be harmed.
But the other horses already know that.
Mm-hmm.
I've asked.
Just tell them that if they cool it up for us, we don't break their legs.
You don't say it, should you?
What's that? Random voice on the wind?
There's another random voice on the wind that says, just tell them if they fall during a race, there's a crossbow to the back of the head behind a curtain. Isn't that how the Melbourne Cup goes?
Okay. Yes.
Topical.
Grab my dock with it.
So, where's this guy in the forest?
I don't know. He's to the north. He gives you some instructions about where to go.
Okay. Shall we?
Perhaps we should speak to the others first.
Yeah, you'll come into the same place.
Okay,
Right?
don't tell him about this.
You're here by
Okay.
now.
And why not?
I want to be a surprise.
And we'll see.
You come into the same front area like the rest of them. You see it's an empty.
Depending on how
no one's
far
here.
out of town in the forest, it could be dangerous.
Excuse me, fellas. I got myself another customer.
We were just heading out anyway. We'll follow you out.
Right. You guys come back out in front and you see him there.
I panic immediately. I'm like, how did you know?
How did I know what?
It is fine.
Nothing.
Oh, no, apparently it is now something. What should I be knowing?
Nothing. I'm here help.
I should take this
He
up.
was embarrassed about accompanying me here.
Why?
Because this is not the sort of place that he normally associates with. They cut down trees and they do not respect the forest.
Yeah.
I don't believe you, but I have no reason to think you are lying either. Okay. Goodbye.
Can I help you, sir?
I need a horse.
You need a horse. All right. You come out the back and see my horse.
It's a hearth.
Don't go to the first one because it's been slapped too many times.
This fine steed here has been turned into a human 5 times.
At least you know it's got no elf left in it.
I haven't been there yet.
Yeah, he takes you out back, and there's the larger warehouse that's behind it goes in there, and there's a bit of a stable in there with a few different horses. So you got some riding horses, some light war horses, draft horses, as do the main horses that are here. Draft horses are
Actually, I might
definitely
go
the
in there as
biggest
well.
ones.
I'm also curious about the horse.
Can we come?
Of course you can.
Just not on the horses.
Slaps chat. This here chat can fit so many bad puns.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
I'm glad I'm not on chat tonight.
Right, here I have my horses. My nice stable. Don't they look like a pretty bunch?
Do they have any Arabian horses?
Arabian horses.
Horses from the 9 deserts.
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen.
No, they don't. At least not for one you can see. Anyway.
I ask all the horses how their day's been so far.
Nay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nay.
Nah, I said nah.
Nay.
I'm trying to think what's the best way. Like, should I say let them all out and see which one comes to me, or
So which one is the tallest?
the draft horses? They're not very fast.
Yeah, exactly. The tallest, but not very fast.
And I need like a seat belt because they're so wide on the top.
Yeah. That's it.
I get done and I fall off.
Just right side saddle.
You just lay across it.
Hold on for dear life.
We'll build you a little throne to sit upon. It
So, what-
winches down the side for you and comes back up.
So, what type of horse would you like?
I could build you that.
You said the tallest horse. What type of horse are you looking for? Are you looking for something to draw a cart? Are you looking for something around?
I need something that I can ride and ride into battle.
Alright, let's head over to this particular part of things. You see like a black horse there with a white stripe across its nose. You see like more of a chestnut sort of brown horse next to it. And basically the two that he's got there. These two are quite well trained in the arts of warfare. They won't jump at the sight of clashing steel. And they definitely won't jump when something nasty comes their way too easily. Make sure you got some blinders on them and good saddle and everything should be right.
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation to make flashing light and sound sort of display and see how they react.
They skitter a little bit and whatnot, and they go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like there's another guy there who's just brushing stuff and whatnot. He grabs on their bit and bridle and just pulls them back down. They get a bit startled. Oh, there, Sonny. Hold it, Sonny. You got to make sure they're like in arrested state right now. We ain't got blinders on them.
But they should not be startled, correct?
Well, I don't think they're quite prepared for it. You know how you are when you're relaxed and you start to fall asleep and whatnot, and suddenly something happens and you get startled awake, you get a bit
That is the
surprised.
sort of situation where combat happens.
Oh, well, if you take them out here as this and let them out in the wild open world where they get a bit of travel time in them and people are riding horseback there, a lot more alert.
I will let my companion decide whether he thinks that they were suitably reacting to the surprise.
They were not quite as calm as I expected.
Well, things happen all the time. I can't expect horses to be 100% what you need.
And if I put the blinders on, will they then be able to see anything at all?
Well, what blinders do is stops them seeing from the sides of their eyes, so they only see forward. So anything that comes from the side, it helps them not see what's going on, so they have essentially no reason to actually get startled because they don't see it.
Well, that doesn't sound very useful.
Well, obviously you don't know how to ride a horse, do you?
Perhaps we should get blinders for Ember.
This is a funny joke.
But you're thinking of designs.
And Rowan.
nice little leather ones with
Which one
buttons on the outside.
And we'll just ponytail her beard up around there so it blocks off the
Which
side.
one do you like?
Look, you could just braid her hair and
For you, my friend, I got like the right thing. Come over here.
I kind of like the black one, not the racist.
Come on, he walks off the hall down a little bit with a few more stables in the area. Over here, my friend, can I have a look?
What is this shit?
I
Did you
got-
insult me with this pony?
These are fine equestrian ponies, man.
Yes,
They
but
are
it's very
stable
taller
and
than
sturdy.
It is tiny, like me.
That is right. It's the right size. If you want to spread your legs across the bigger horses, I'm sure you're going to wake up sore by the end of the day.
That's only day 1. Maybe day 2.
After that, he's only sore when he's walking.
And I won't be walking because I'll be on a horse. With this pony. Look, it looks very nice, but it is not quite what I'm looking for.
I whispered to one of the ponies, "Hey, this little guy has grain in his bag. Go get it."
Candy Mountain! Take us to Candy Mountain!
Wait, one of the horses is gonna wake up without its kidney?
Yeah.
This pony's really nice.
Why?
I think they got.
He's talking about
Okay.
a place, a mountain.
There's one.
You were too busy.
There's one
sitting
right
back in
there.
your chair.
So good.
He wants to go to a mountain.
Why? Explain to me these thoughts of horses.
Do you know what candy is?
No.
Apparently, there's candy on the mountain.
Okay. Why would I be interested if I do not know what it is?
Rowan, perhaps you could ask the horses if any of them want to be ridden by the halfling.
Oh yeah, I'll go back to the big black one and say, "Hello, how are you today?"
Hey.
How you doing?
How would you feel about being owned by this one?
Nay.
If you could use more words.
Does this horse have a surfboard?
No.
He said, hey, alright. Come on. Come on,
Nay. Did I fucking stutter?
Of course.
I don't think he likes you very much.
Okay, I don't think any of the horses here like me.
You feed them first.
Carrots, apples. Yeah. Carrots or apples?
Yes.
Do you have any?
I would suggest
Do
starting
I?
with the carrot first.
I don't think I
not.
do.
That way their teeth are further away from your fingers.
I'll pull an apple seed from my assorted bag of seeds and just go. I'll be here a while. A tiny little sprout comes out and it's okay, you guys. I'll be here for a bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe not.
What's he trying to do?
Give him 20 minutes and he can try again.
Oh, I need a Red Bull. Any Red Bulls in here?
No, I've only got brown ones.
I do not think
I
You could run a
could possibly
Oh, I
use
could run a
prestidigitation to make a brown bull red.
You should ride a bull.
Do you have any booze?
Do I-
Maybe some bison?
Bulls and bison. Holy shit, I do. Holy shit, I rolled a 20. Alright, come out back, we got the riding boars.
Right.
Oh, please get a riding goat.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
You-
No, the riding
Just
paw is
climb on
great
top of
because
everything.
if in a desperate time we can have bacon.
You go out the back, so they go outside the actual warehouse itself where all the stables are. They're actually out the back into a large pen. And in sections around the edge of it, there is different, wholly different boars, and they're quite large boars too. This is our selection of boars.
What's its land speed?
Prodigy's on the chats going, get a bull, get a bull!
The dwarf needs a riding goat.
I need a riding goat.
One of the ones from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah.
What's
He's
their
so
land? I have no
ridiculous.
idea what the land speed is.
No. You need the curly horn so you can put a keg in there.
Hang on a second.
No, but they curl this.
Ooh,
It's fine.
Cup holders.
I turn into a boar and join them. I just
Pick that one!
I just start rolling around in
A
the
little battering ram. Literal, sorry.
No, if she goes
literal.
around.
And since I'm a boar, I can speak boar. I approach and I say, "How is it going, fellow boars?"
They are bored.
Hi, quite fine, sir.
Oh,
How are you today? Would you like some tea?
oh, yes, of course.
The tea is over next to the shit.
Delicious.
In fact, the tea is shit.
Well, we are in Aris after all.
Is it just me, or does the tea taste like shit? It's because it is, Austin.
Oh God.
That's good then. Bit nutty.
How do you feel about halflings?
They do taste like bacon.
I'm told that you do.
What?
You've suddenly turned Boar's cannibal.
Existential crisis.
Oh my God! Boris! We're bacon!
Steve, I thought we were pork.
It's worse! We're bacon! We're done for! We're gonna break out of this joint! Yeah, we need to get out of here!
All I can hear is pigs squealing like mad.
Yeah.
I turned back into an elf. We should probably run.
What did you say to them?
That they were bacon. They didn't take it very well.
Can we still buy one?
I climbed the nearest tree.
The chat's gone pig life crisis.
Have a nice day. I'm out of here. Au revoir.
I do think you should buy the battle board.
Yeah, but
Charge
not here.
into... Why not?
Say mad.
They're all squealing.
Wait.
They're like knocking the walls
Can you
as
explain to
much
them
as
that
they can.
if they are purchased to be ridden into battle, they would not be eaten as bacon?
I say that to them in like.
No, chomp chomp.
But you hear that, Boris? Apparently if we get bacon, I mean...
You get bacon, they won't turn us into it?
We can give them bacon if we have to.
If we get bacon, we don't get turned into war.
I thought opening the doors to the outside would give us more oxygen.
Apparently it's making us delirious. Too much
Too
oxygen.
much oxygen.
I love these bacon.
I think it's all the sugar from the marshmallows.
Did you hear that, Boris? Apparently if we get bought, we're going to get ridden. We won't become bacon.
No.
Apparently no.
Well, I say, good sir, let's go to it.
Let's tally up.
What's your name then?
Prodigy can't breathe, apparently. He's laughing too.
Now you've got to sit.
Broken chair!
I was waiting for it.
It's still good.
Ash, no,
Nothing
it's
to
not.
see
No,
here.
seriously, get off
it's
before
completely
you
fine.
get a pole through your ass.
That
No,
you don't
Mike,
ask for.
I'm not joking.
It was
dangerous.
really bad.
It's actually dangerous, Ash. Get off
It's
it.
all good.
You don't have to kneel. Taxi!
Yeah, no, like, that's snap.
Good grief.
I'm a fat bastard. Oh, yeah.
Oh god.
And the funny thing is, I'm still taller than Alice.
Oh wait, hang on.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it,
Yeah. Okay, back on my feet.
The one that's
I'm too short
doing-
for shit.
Now, what you don't understand, the level of humour in this conversation is still taller than Alice.
Hey.
I don't know how.
Ow!
What?
Have you broke a chair? Or...
It's a new
Oh,
one.
wow, that's very
Oh,
cool.
I want to see what it is. Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I thought that was the
Alright.
logo for your new blacksmithing
So
business.
are you buying a riding boar?
Wait.
Which one?
The biggest.
Which one's been doing?
Boris? Okay,
I mean-
well, you're buying Boris. How much a boar?
Vote
I was gonna
Boris.
say, I feel like they've got the wrong accent now with the name Boris.
He's Boris.
It's
Boris.
Boris.
I mean, like
It's Boris.
a draft horse is like 50 gold.
I was going to say 50 gold because to train a giant boar to basically do what you need to do, yeah, 50 gold.
Sure.
They're actually pretty tough.
Yeah, they're pretty good set line.
Yeah,
They've got hardy skin.
It was a toss up between boar and horse as my preferred battle form. So yeah.
I would like a giant stepping turtle.
Huh, it is good that they purchased it here. Boris! 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 But I'm being bacon.
Oh no! I ruined their lives. It's fine.
Just, one of the boars basically goes over into the corner, curls up a bit, and then starts sobbing.
I give him a hug.
Remember, don't have a sour man.
I give this guy a hug and say, it's
Step
fine.
that one.
I'm sure someone's gonna buy you soon for war.
War? What is it good for?
Not being eaten.
It is alright. I shall make myself some shit tea later today. On my shit coffee table in my shit coffee mug.
If you feed
wait.
bacon to a pig, is that double bacon?
No. War, what is it good for? Not becoming bacon.
I put a good berry on top of like
A pile of shit.
his feeding tray.
Well, I'd like to purchase a riding boar of war.
One boar.
One boar, riding war, giant boar.
His name's Boris.
No, his name is Boris.
Borders.
Oh, Boris.
Yes.
Did he have one job?
Yes. He has one job.
To carry you around.
Are we allowed to play licensed music on this stream?
No, probably shouldn't.
Because Black Sabbath War Pigs.
Yeah.
Just like him riding down the street with sunglasses.
You get used to
This the boar, you basically get a thing put on it. It's like a kind of not like a bit like a horse does in the mouth. It's more around the shoulders and stuff. And you get given that, and there you go. There's your boar. And this boar comes out like trots like it's a horse. One hoof goes up to the other boars.
Guys, I love this pig.
Tells the other ones, you know what the difference between me and you is? I make this look good.
Wait, boars have like tusks, right?
Yep.
I'm just imagining like a piece of string around one tusk, then up to the handle, and then back down to the other tusk for steering.
Oh, no, you can't do that. Wow. These tusks kind of look like they're mustaches.
We got a mutant pig. We really shouldn't make it bacon. It's been hanging around the warpstone too. That's not yet.
Yeah, wrong world.
Never mind.
Right, so you now have a war pig.
Hooray! That's one more.
War boar. Named
Boris.
And we've commissioned a thing.
Done, and you've commissioned your thing. And you guys head back to the inn, or
Lots of other people we're heading down in this direction.
we've basically done you guys who are doing the cart ride and getting the horse and stuff like that. They're still in the northern part of the city doing the smith and stuff like that. So the only person that's left is you looking for a place to looking for.
Did you say that Gael
Gael, yes.
was part of the guild?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would have asked him how I could pay for my membership.
Okay. Yeah.
Just to let you know, and I'd probably pay it for a few months. So I would $5 a month.
We love D&D too. It is fantastic.
Boris the Wolf Pig, I love
So I'm just going to say I put 15 gold towards that
Sounds
for the next 3 months.
Sounds good.
Boris and I are going for a ride around town.
Alright. Gets out his hammer and sickle.
Oh no, he's a communist.
But of course, his name is Boris.
Yeah, in communism they don't eat meat.
That's right.
Got one left.
And some people were more equal than others. I'm just imagining Animal Farm.
You might want to say which Animal Farm.
The pigs were the leaders in Animal Farm.
The book.
Yeah, the book.
Okay.
Not the
Okay,
book.
for you.
Blueberry.
Oh, you're going to Blueberry.
Never
Creek,
mind,
sorry.
little innocent boy.
Well, that was where I was heading. I was told there was pit fighting.
That's right, you were too.
Pig fighting.
Peter.
Remember last time what happened when we got into some arena fighting?
It was great fun.
The Scourge of
Varus was born.
So much fire.
I'm just trying to find
Wait.
something.
So if we get you more afraid of something than fire, will that help?
No.
Just terrify him with ice.
No, I'll learn the fear spell and cast on him every day.
Just till he acclimatizes to be a hardened individual with severe
It'll either break his mind or he
PTSD.
won't have fear.
things.
Rowan ran away, but why? I'm not scared. But everyone else is.
Sometimes you should be scared of things. It keeps you alive.
Oh, yeah. And that's why adventuring, you don't get to be old.
Yeah. Alright, so you head to the Blue Barracuda. And you see the same thing you saw last time you came by the Blue Barracuda. You see the large minotaur with the arms crossed and
Very
just
Ignatius
like
D in the pit.
either going or every once in a while puts his hand on someone's shoulder or chest, looks them over, pats them down a bit, and either pushes them out or lets them through.
Alright, I just start walking past him. Nod to him as I walk past. So I walk inside.
There is heaps of noise going on in this particular tavern. There is, even if it's still early part of the day, it's not as busy as you were last time you were here when you had a brief look through. But it's still quite busy. People are still sleeping in corners for some unknown reason. And yeah. There's people everywhere.
So now that I'm completely sober after my walk and wander around town and hang out, I've realised that the Blue Barracuda was where I was sent to meet Enzo. So can I see him in the room?
He does not appear to be here. No.
Okay. So I'll go with my original purpose, which was the pit fighting.
You probably think that you're probably too early in the day for pit fighting to exist.
No, that's disappointing.
But there are people there, and the barmaid is serving drinks and food and stuff like that.
Okay. Can I do a check just to see if there's any Thieves Guild symbols around or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a few.
Anything in particular?
They look like meeting spots, the different ones, like a meeting spot symbol with different symbols with them that you don't recognise, but you theorise that they're symbols specific to people within the guild. So you know that kind of like, most likely they're meeting point for these people.
Is there anyone sitting at them that is...
No, too early in the morning still. Like, it's getting towards midday at the moment. You suspect a lot of people will still be doing their daily jobs at this present time.
Okay. I'm going to leave the inn.
Yep.
And the
It's so we remember to put it in the recycling, friends.
Recycle. It's good for the environment and okay for you.
Reuse first. Versus condoms.
I'm not sure what I'm doing here.
Are you asking people along the way about an arena or a pit or anything like that? Or have you
They commented nice shot.
Okay. After a while,
Make sure to go. We're adults.
We should probably point out that I think 99.9% of this room is like full of ADD or ADHD
Ignatius D.
people.
Throw Ignatius D in the pit! Do it!
I'm more
So
looking
we're
for
about
somewhere
as
that
good
does...
as monkeys.
Yeah, I do want to see Ignatius D get into fisticuffs.
I'm more looking for someone who does knife fighting, so like classical training.
Yeah, but you'll ask for arena, and you ask every once in a while, is there an arena? And they basically say, no, there's no arena, there's no arena, there's no arena. You decide to change your tack, because you've got a bit of travel time between the north part of the city where you are now to the southern part where the extra tavern is. You change your tack about what you're asking for, and you decide to say fighting things, I guess. Eventually you get to someone that says, oh, you probably should go to the Tranquil Gardens in the northwestern part of the city.
Okay, I'll start heading there.
So you head that way.
You could ask why you should go there.
No, I'm not interested. I want to go see it. If they say it's interesting, I'll go.
Should have asked for like a fighting school. Fighting guild.
Yeah, you kind of like, that's probably some of the questioning you get to at some point. Because the questioning you're asking isn't getting you anywhere. So you decide to change your tact and go with that particular question instead.
Yep.
You come around the corner, you're essentially heading towards the inn again. You get a few more directions about what you're being pointed to, and it's slightly off. So where your inn is, where you're staying, is probably slightly southwest of the inn. You travel to where you think it is, and you come around the building, and you see what you can only be described as this beautiful blemish in the city. Whereas most of the city, as you see, is the standard sandstone brickwork, and the maple wood doors, all the standard materials that are local in the area. That's also falling apart, and slate roofs falling apart, and patched work together and stuff like that. You come to this particular place, which is a garden. It's a park, and there's gardens, and there's garden beds, different flowers, different plants, different trees, all that type of stuff. And they're all through the whole place. And there's a lot of people just sort of sitting at benches, just enjoying the scene. Some are reading books. At the very centre of this particular garden, you see a platform. And on around the edges of the platform are large, tall stone pillars of some type, but they're not holding any of the roof up. They're just tall pillars, and that's it.
Okay.
And it's an open air thing. And you see a group of people in very plain sort of clothes / tunics, robes, whatever you want to call it. There's a mix there from all different walks of life. And you can see that they're together in unison, in rows of about 4 maneuvers. So it's got like and going into different maneuvers like that, kicks, punches, all that type of stuff. And they're doing that. And there's one particular gentleman who's walking around and going, again!
I'll start walking over to that area and sit nearby and just watch.
You see, as you see the stone bricks, it's slightly raised above the ground too, so there's a little bit of like a 3-step stairwell to actually get up on the sides. At the ends of them, on the what you think is the east and western side of it, which is the thinner side of the rectangle of the whole platform, the stairwell's going underneath somewhere, you're not quite sure where. The person who's going around, you can tell he's doing it in a very French accent, so he's gone, again. And it sounds a bit off.
Allez.
Again. And they are doing maneuvers. So some of them, this particular group of people looks like it's a bit more of a beginner's class more than anything else. So it's very simple, sort of like punch, punch, punch. And then he goes into, they do a few sets of that. Once the sets are complete, then he goes, explains in a different thing about what they need to do, and then they go into a few different kicks. Low kick, high kick, and then back into stance. Low kick, high kick, back into stance. Low kick, high kick, back into stance. And he's repeating this. And every time they're doing the low kick, high kick, then they do a turn. And then low kick, high kick, back, and then turn. So doing that on the spot, and they're doing this repetitively. And it keeps going, again.
Un, deux, turn.
Yeah. Un, deux,
turn.
voilà.
Okay, well, I'll go sit in front and watch the class because I don't want to disturb it. But I will sit down relatively close enough for him to notice me if he's perceptive. Because I'm not.
And assume you're trying to get free training.
No, yeah, basically. And just sit there and watch.
Alright, you watch for probably another half hour, and then the class gets dismissed. They disperse among the top area and start conversing amongst themselves talking about things. Some of them still stay there and continue talking amongst themselves and practicing also what they've been taught. And the guy who's been going around training them converses with them as well and just generally chats with whoever he needs to chat to.
Okay, I'll approach him and just, excuse me.
Can I help you?
I want to learn to fight better, at least.
Most people who come here want to learn to fight better. Why do you want to learn?
I've heard there are some people who can fight without weapons. My weapons have, well, some of them have been missing. I'm down to my daggers only.
You are talking about form and function. Why do you want to fight?
To protect my friends.
So why do you want to fight? I rolled really well.
Was that an insight check?
Yes.
I wasn't lying. It's that's the justice trait.
There's the perfect answer for this. It's a meta answer. Why do you want to fight? For the experience it gives me. It works on multiple.
Yeah, it does.
All right.
He asked you again. He does genuinely ask you again.
I had an experience where I almost died And I was told to seek justice. Justice requires strength.
We do not seek justice here.
No, but you're able to fight.
That is true, we are.
And to be able to give justice, one needs to be able to fight.
That is very true, but it is not what we teach here.
What do you teach?
We teach calmness. We teach to be a strong rock in a strong wind. We teach when everything is falling around you to stand tall. We teach you to protect. And then we teach you to make sure you can look after yourself as well as others around you who cannot.
That is why I'm here. For everyone here is equal.
Can you just give me a moment to change the music around not to be a tavern?
I thought you were becoming a drunken master.
Oh no, I'm sobered up.
Huh?
Now we need a Loxodon drunken master.
I'm sobered up.
Yeah,
at
we
this
do.
point.
Oh yeah.
That's the next picture.
Right. Let us see how good you may be.
Oh,
Well, if you want to learn to fight, you've got to be able to fight. Not everyone can.
with weapons, I'll probably kill you.
Perhaps. Perhaps. If you need to reuse weapons, then let us see what you got.
Fine. Roll initiative.
Once off. It doesn't really matter. Roll initiative for the purposes that he goes first. In fact, no. He tells the students to clear away and make a circle.
Yep.
And then he motions you into the center.
Okay.
Yeah. I know Kung Fu.
Well, the very
Show
very first thing I'm going to do is an inquisitive check.
Yep, go for it.
Put it down.
14 on inside against his deception.
Against his deception. Alright. How much did you get, sorry?
14.
14. Alright.
And I know if it succeeded or not.
It failed.
Okay. Doesn't matter, that's only bonus action, so I will step in and attack with my new glorious obsidian dagger.
Roll or attack.
3.
Somebody need to learn their shit.
You come in and swipe at him and try and get him across the belly. He just casually steps back and swats your hand and you spin around a little bit. Is that what you're call fighting?
He's gonna sass ya.
Okay, I take another inquisitive check. Oh, it's in that one. I'm going to human determination that. It's a 16 this time, again against his deception check.
Yep.
And on the backhand turn with my other dagger and swing it at his neck.
Okay, you move in close enough to him because he stepped back a bit when you attacked him last time. And as soon as you step in, he counterattacks.
Shit.
What's your armor class again?
15, but I've got uncanny dodge.
Which is only for the actual damage itself. Can you roll a... I can't remember if it's con save or a wisdom save now.
Stunning?
Hmm.
I think it's con.
Con.
No.
You feel the palm of his hand just go boom right on your nose, and you're like stunned. And then he comes in and does this sweeping kick and sweeps you off your feet, and you go on your back.
All right. I guess I spend my next main action getting up and the bonus action on another inquisitive check.
So this is round 3.
Don't worry about it.
So 17.
Mm-hmm.
Going up by 1 until I succeed it.
Alright, you succeed this time.
Yes, finally! Sneak attacks. And
But it still means you have to hit him.
Yeah, exactly. So that's literally my turn is getting up.
Mm-hmm. He decides that, alright, let's go. Comes in. You feel a flurry of blows coming at you. comes in with a left hook, punches you on the side of the face, comes in to try and smack you in the sternum, but unfortunately that one brushes off. But then he comes down with a third hit, which kicks you right in the guts. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like you don't want a teacher that you can like get close to and skill.
Yeah, that's true. You take 21 points of damage.
Oh.
So basically, he's broken my arms and legs.
Close to it, yes.
Well, for a normal person, he would have killed him.
Oh yeah, a normal person would just be sprawled out across the thing.
I think that's right.
And he kind of like, he's in that stance where he's kind of like, after the punch, he's kind of like, hand out after he's done the punch, and taken the third one, and then back into a relaxed state.
Alright. I'm going to, with a bonus action, throw my offhand dagger, and with my main attack with the main dagger.
Roll attack roll for the thrown weapon.
1.
Mary!
Mary!
I charted this vacation to Aris was a bad idea.
You go to throw your dagger, and it goes wild. And then, as it's flying through the air, it goes dunk, and skips on one of the pillars, and then bounces down at the ground of the pillar. Your next attack.
Okay, that's better. 18.
18.
Plus whatever.
You do hit it.
Plus 4, and then it's 1d4 plus 3d6, so 2. And then the sneak is... I shouldn't have rolled the second one, so let's roll one more. Yeah. So 5 plus 7, so 12. So
12 points of damage.
14.
So you managed to come in. What weapon are you using?
Daggers.
Another. So this is the second dagger. Okay. Yeah. You come in with your second dagger and stab him in the guts, and it's it's quite deep. He's like,
Wipes the blood over the back of his hand.
Yeah. So you want to play this game, eh?
I'm gonna get absolutely killed.
He comes in.
Touch of death. Touch of death.
Comes in, does a wide haymaker for the purposes of, you can see obviously that it's a distraction, but it's also very quick at the same time.
Actually, I would have halved that 21. I didn't.
No, the two separate attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would have uncannied the first one that hit me.
The first one did 12 points of damage, so it would have been 6 if you uncannied it.
Yep. Right, so 23 instead of 17.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
He comes in with a haymaker as a distraction. Comes in, more punches come in your general direction. The very first one does 11 points of damage. Which, if you want to uncanny dodge that one.
Yeah, I've got to uncanny the first one.
Yep.
So
the second
6.
one ran in your favour.
So 5 then.
The second one comes in, does another 10 points of damage. Cool. So he's coming on like this. Haymaker is definitely missed. He's come in to the side and done a kidney punch, and then just done an uppercut right into your sternum.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take my bonus this time as a cunning action check, which is environmental, to basically use the environment or see anything within the environment that can help me out.
Okay, go for it.
10 plus investigation, so 15.
You've noticed that this fight has moved a little bit towards one of the pillars.
Ooh, hello.
Perhaps you think to yourself, if you
Yeet!
It just went straight for Alice. It's just like, what's that bug?
It's gone.
Let me show you.
It's the classic thing of,
Oh no! I've been spotted! Attack the guard that spotted me!
everyone on the camera has no idea what's going on.
There was a bug.
There was a bug that came in through the door. Alright, sorry, yes. You realise that the fight has moved over to near one of the pillars, and you think to yourself, perhaps you can goad him into attacking you and you dodging out of the way, and he might hit into the pillar itself if you do it right.
Okay. In that case, I will move past him as I use my dagger to attack. 6 so misses.
He counterattacks you as you move past.
Disengage. He can't.
No, you've already used your bonus action.
Oh, fuck, so he does.
He punches you.
And you're dead.
Also, even if you did have your disengage, it still doesn't work.
Oh, really?
Well, it's only a small, just glancing blow, so it's only 5 points of damage.
How do you do it?
I'm on 3.
But now you're next to the pillar.
I'm ready to dodge.
So you're going into dodge. Alright, he comes over, attempts to try and give you the last one.
He's gonna like punch you through
If
the
you
Partial
go
cover.
dodge, it gives him disadvantage on attack rolls.
Yes.
All attack rolls.
He's gonna like
And
punch
you
through
still have
the
a
pillar
bonus
to finish
action
this.
you can use.
Oh,
If
in
you
that
wanted
case,
to.
hang on, I'm going to attack with my bonus action and then go dodge.
No, you can only if you're using the 2-weapon fighting. That's only if you make an attack action, you get the bonus.
Yeah.
for
I'm
it.
gonna make, because we're doing a little bit ad lib here about this is not quite the right combat. You've gone by and done that attack out as you've come by, which you normally can't do. Can and cannot do, and I'm going to consider that your bonus.
Okay.
And then you go into your full defensive. Okay.
Yep.
You decide to go full defensive, where you're just basically either parrying or using your arms to actually ward off his blows, and somehow you manage to sort of throws in another punch, throws in a kick, and you deflected all of them aside, and he doesn't hit you at all.
Cool.
The last deflection that you do, which is the kick, puts him off to your left-hand side, and he's right next to the pole. With a disadvantage, but if it's successful, you can grab him and just quickly pull him into the pole.
On a grapple, that's strength, yeah?
Yeah. You can use that for, acrobatics as well.
Acrobatics on
Yes.
it? Done. I'll take it.
Go for it.
17 plus 7. 15 plus 7.
Nice. Nice work.
So, 22.
I might have rolled a 20. He kind of like, you basically, you use his momentum as he's done the kick and you've done the deflect. You use the momentum and then push him towards the pole. He's realised what's just happened, and at the very last moment, he's kind of like on the pole.
I thought he was going to do the Morpheus, just run up the pole and backflip over.
Oh man, I should have done that! That'd been awesome!
Runs up the pole, backflips over, and then just smashes him through the pole.
That's what he does now. Of which only one of the 3 hits come in. And
Doesn't matter. Doesn't even
I
matter.
know. His
I'm
minimum
getting
damage
face
is
planted.
5, so he just did 13 points of damage to you.
I just
Neg
get
10.
face planted through the pole. And
And
Oh,
knocked
you're on
out
0.
for a bit.
I'm bleeding out.
Yeah. You'll wake up at some point in time in darkness inside a room on a straw bed with a few bandages wrapped around you.
Still pretty badly wounded though? Or?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. I'm gonna...
You have gained a chance to study at the temple.
I don't even care. I immediately check to see I've got all my daggers.
Yep.
And I go find him again.
This takes some time. You're pretty hurt.
Yep. I'm just gonna try and get up. I don't even care. I'm gonna move.
Strange it is because they change over to the music without me prompting, and it's actually appropriate.
This is nice.
Alright, you get up.
This needs to meld into the
You're in a room all by yourself. It's a very small room.
What does the room look like? Is there anything in it?
It's a stone room. The only things that you're seeing is the bed that you were laying on, which is essentially a straw mattress. Not even a mattress, it's a straw bed with some fabric on top of it, and there's like a simple table there, and that's it. A table and a chair.
We have a visitor.
We do.
Okay.
It's like it's Chris in the face.
I'll get up and start leaving the room.
This is the
I've
beta
assumed
version
I've got
of
all
Twitch.
this
It's a little
stuff.
bit buggy.
Yeah, it's lying on the table there.
Well, I'll start packing it back into my gear, use numerous knife sheaths, and head towards the door.
Yep, you open it up.
Where does it look like I am?
It's dark. You don't know. There's like a single candle that's lit in your room.
Okay, I'm going to sit down at the chair,
Footsteps.
and I'll just wait.
Okay.
So I assume, do I hear those actual footsteps?
There's footsteps outside. You can hear it from outside, and you can hear the chanting too.
I'll just wait.
Probably 10 minutes passes by. The door opens up. There's this gentleman, not the man you fought, someone else, who basically comes in and goes, "Oh, are you awake?
Of course.
Are you okay, my friend?"
I'm alive.
We will not hurt you in such a way that you couldn't get back into the fight per se. Are your wounds tended to? Like you've got wrappings pretty much around all the exposed wounds or anything like that. Most of it's bruising.
More or less. Who are you?
I am just one of the people who live here and train with the master.
Master. So he owns you?
It is a title we give those who train us. The master is the person who trains us. It could be a different person on any particular day.
That's fair.
Probably.
What'd you say?
Getting back into the fight in some way does exclude being catapult ammo, right?
Express
that was
alchemical chocolate delivery.
Yes.
That's got to be my worst rolling in fight so far.
I loved watching that.
Brother Ignatius.
It's unfortunate that I didn't get him to keep the pillar though. I see. So I assume the man I fought was the master?
That is, he was the master.
Ah. How long have you been?
Vivian Bellus.
Vivian Bellus. Interesting. Is he Breton?
Some of us have been Breton technically for quite some time. We speak French, we're technically Breton. But does not mean we actually work for Breton.
Fair enough. So what is this place?
This is the Tranquil Gardens.
What?
Make sure you
No,
check that
the
up in the
gardens
group.
were a garden. This is a dingy cellar.
This is still the Tranquil Gardens.
So this is under the Tranquil Gardens?
It is.
Can you show me around?
I can, but there's not that much to show.
It's dark.
It's dark. It's one candlelight.
It's dark, you were eaten by a grue.
I cannot show you around all that much, my friend. All I can show you is the upper level, which is where you are currently. But if you would like, I can take you outside again. Or you can just open up the door and head down either end of the corridor.
To leave.
Yes. You are not a prisoner. We make sure you are not hurt badly and make sure you are back on your feet and can continue on with your day if you so decide.
No, I want a rematch.
I remember those days.
Young,
Alright.
dumb, and full of plot holes.
Yeah.
Plot holes?
It's better than the alternative.
What do you mean?
He's young and doesn't have some head.
Yeah.
If you want to learn from the master, then you can stay.
Alright.
I was gonna say, you want to close the doors?
I'm still enjoying the cold.
This is my home now, Amber.
I'm getting all of the beetles come inside now through the open doors because of the lights and it's gone dark.
We'll call that
outside.
one Ringo.
Yeah.
And because I'm
What
wearing
time
yellow,
is
they
it?
keep coming over to me.
It is just a little bit after midday.
Haha.
It's also quarter
my
to
hood
10.
blends in with the green stream.
Yeah.
The yellow?
I'm letting you finish off whatever you need to finish off and then we'll end the night.
Okay. I'll be back. And I just leave and walk out. And I'll start heading to find the other guys.
Alright. So you don't know where they are, so the most likely place is just going to head back to the inn.
Yep.
Next week, we should have a lamp out in the front yard. So all the bugs go to the lamp.
They'll still try and come in here too, but yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Have a fly zapper.
I was going to say, we
It's
could
just halfway
also,
through the stream.
we
In the
could
middle of the
also
stream,
make
we'll go,
a makeshift
"Yeah."
screen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
We can
too.
easily get some wire. And yeah. Anyway, we can talk about that later.
Alright. We shall finish off the night there. You've all talked to your respective people that you finally got around to finding. And
I'm very happy too.
So many plans.
so many bad puns.
I got a pretty crossbow.
Many bad puns later.
I got a pretty sword.
Mm-hmm.
I want a pretty axe, but no
I got
one's
a
told
pretty
me about
pig.
the axe place yet.
War pip.
I'm
war
gonna
boy.
get a cut. But it's not called a caterpillar. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to veto that name.
That's fine. You can call it something else.
We don't want to keep calling it the caterpillar.
I mean, it's growing on me.
Alright,
What
for
do you want
those.
to call it?
I don't know.
Ah, that's your problem.
So, okay, its species can be the caterpillar, and it can have a name. Like a boat has a name.
Reckless endeavor.
Money sink.
Do you know what the
When I
most
first
common
grew this-
name for personally owned boats is? Obsession.
I named it Project Caravan Convoy. So
That name's
Tenfold.
not going to stick.
That's not good.
Just call it Project 10-4.
Project 10-4.
Project Rubber Ducky.
No, Project CC.
Rubber ducky! We need to call it rubber ducky!
no, we
What's
don't.
rubber?
Yeah.
Wooden ducky!
Project Alchemical Mixture Ducky.
Why not just name it Whoops?
Whoops. There it is.
Everybody, get back to the whoops.
No. We'll
No.
name it.
Whoops, as in WHOOPS, and it just stands for something.
Gold member, this is Rubber Ducky!
It's like, insert your name here, advertising space available.
We are not sponsoring my creation.
You're not.
Alright.
Quinton's Quackers.
You ready?
Oh, yes.
Emporium.
Alright. We're going to say goodnight, but before we do, Tuesday, we're going to have our team's table talk, and I'm going to reveal a surprise.
Come along, it'll be worth it. Please. You'll
Spread the
enjoy
word,
it.
spread
It's
the
good,
word,
it's
spread
good.
it. We want 100 people in that chat for that night.
There are good things to be said.
It is
Like-
specifically LARP related, isn't it?
It is specifically
Yes.
LARP related,
Yes.
yes.
And it's something new within the community from the little
Yes.
teasers that you put out. So it's
Lots of things to be
exciting news.
Spread the word, get other people in your community to come in and listen to what's going on, because it's so much easier to hear from us on the night instead of often asking questions after the fact. Watch the stream, come watch it with us, and you'll learn everything you need to know instead of asking questions later on.
And if you aren't able to watch it, it will be on YouTube and Twitch available afterwards. It'll be worth having a watch there too.
Correct.
Think of it like an interview / Q&A for something really exciting.
And on that note, good night.
Good night.
Bye, everybody! Cheese!
It's not turning, is it? We're still here.
Yeah.
Still
Wait,
here.
are we dead yet? Have you stopped the stream?
Wait, I can fix this.
Alright, stream is ended, everyone.